And action.
My name is Shorty. You watching this show on John Malin's channel.
Wolfhound.
Wolfhound. Oh!
Those of you that have grown old in the mysterious laws of spirit land will greet thee.
Kill me. An hour, it will be too late.
Bound up the dead triumphantly. No record they come and no record they kill. Race the world unbloodily. No record they come and no record they kill. Down in the cool air I can see.
What is this?
Wow!
What are you kids watching?
The news lady's turned into a werewolf.
Down in the cool air I can see. I'm the one that you wanted. I'm a super beast. I'm the one that you wanted. I'm a super beast.
Drugs have done good things for us. Hard to believe I'm saying this. Drugs have done good things for us. What do you mean, Bill? Well, if you don't believe drugs have done good things for us, do me a favor then. Go home tonight, take all your albums, your tapes, and your CDs, and burn them. Because you know what? The musicians who made that great music that has enhanced your lives throughout the years, real fucking high on drugs, okay?
All right. Woo! Welcome, guys. Kangz! It's Kangz. Right, never disappoint, guys. I promised you I would be back. Here I am. What's happening? And yet, here you are. What's happening? Adam Weber, alias Joe Schmo, Phantom Harlock, Eric Huffles, Liberty Prime, Paranoid Android, Ralph Mack, Robert Burbo, Glass Machine. What's happening? Kuroku, Red Walrus, Mist 999, Faust Fury, Monkey Jeebus. Let's see, I think I got most. Jonathan Lopez, Lucas Lopez. I got two Lopez's in here. Garlic After Burp. Oh, After Burp. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Kangz. I just put the links out. Obviously, it's 4:30 in the a.m., so God knows if anyone's going to show up. I saw Shant out there. I sent him the link. Sent him choke out the link. Yes, man of my word. Yeah, dude, that King's episode, I'd left the room so Ethan could bring people in after my victory. And Ethan's like, oh, well, don't stream till we're done. I'm like, okay. And they kept going and going. And I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm falling asleep. Like, if I would have just went over here and streamed, it would have been rock and roll. But I waited right to sleep. So anyways, had the alarm set for 3:45. Faye did. I didn't. I was just like, I'm going to wake up when I wake up. Faye set the alarm for like 3:45-ish, something like that. So to see her, no, 3:30. Yeah, 3:30 to see her brother off. And she went back to bed and I woke up. So I hung out there talking to her brother, and he just left the house here. Off to the airport. Back to the wilds of the South. The dirty South. He slept through your dentist appointment? Damn. Red Walrus is a new member. Welcome to memberships there, Red Walrus. We do comic book review streams here once a month, members only. If you check out the playlist on this channel, you can see almost all, except for one Jim Lee, I think, review we did that got blocked for God knows what reason. But all these, they're all about 2 hours long, comic book review streams. If you're really looking to kill time, I recommend the Secret Wars one that I did with Bosch Foss. And he's a big Secret Wars fan. Also, the new Marvel Cinematic Movies is leading towards a version of Secret Wars. So, Faye dead though. No, she's fine. She had a complete recovery. She recovered from death last night, and she's back. Fine. Chipper. She did get up. We saw her brother off, and she's went back to bed. So I'm like, all right. Well, I owe everybody a stream. So I'm going to go ahead and stream, and I'm probably not going to see you when you do get up to go off to work. And, I'll talk to you when I get off. You know what I mean? Faye is a zombie. Yeah, I think anyone that dies and comes back to life, I think it's free to label them a zombie. Undead. Yep. It's a male and miracle. Thanks, John. You're welcome, Tim. Faye sounds like a winner. Yep. Woo. Sturgis is calling me out for what? You know what I mean, guys? Like, I don't go out there. I don't bother that Sturgis guy. I have this whole feud thing on ignore pink. But Sturgis wants to I don't know, make me a target. I might have to defend myself or not. Not at all. I mean, who is he? He's just some dude that gets empowered. We empowered who was that? Who was that purple-haired chick, blue-haired chick? Renfamous. Remember Renfamous back in the day? Complete nobody. But everyone thought it'd be fun to bat her around a little bit until all of a sudden she started gaining influence. And it's like, oh, she's out here getting likes and whatnots by who was like Joe Quesada, and she just, she was a big pain in the ass. People underestimated how big of a pain in the ass Renfamous would be back in the day. But we lifted that bitch up from nothing. Now people do remember who she was. And that's kind of the same thing going on over there with the Sturgis guy. He's nobody. And we're kind of elevating. I'm not, but we're kind of elevating him. Well, I haven't yet. Elevating him to where he has some kind of power, influence. You know what I mean? Yeah. Lifted? No, way too heavy. Your people waited for you, Marilith says. It's true. It's true, Marilith. Yeah, there was like 37 people in here just hanging out when I woke up. I was like, look, I got 37 loyal motherfuckers out there. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I left this stream going just so people could come in here and chat, hang out, have a place to go in the middle of the night, a bridge to sleep under. Texas Mofo says, don't fall into the trap. Ignore these irrelevant zeros. Yeah. I try to do my best, guys. You know what I mean? It's you guys. It's chat. Chat. You know, chat stirs it up. It's not all your faults, but you guys have to realize, you know, part of you guys are like, hey, someone's talking shit. The same thing with that Scarlet Girl. One of you traitors out there reported us to that Scarlet Girl and said, hey, you know, they're calling you butt girl. So, yeah. Same thing just happened here. Hey, you know, Sturgis is talking shit about you. You know what I mean? You know, just the ebb and flow of, you know, internet dramas. I try to ignore. Look, I got high blood pressure, guys. What do you want? You want me to have a heart attack? You know? So, yeah, I've been trying to avoid this stuff and keep my blood pressure low. Butt girl for Jack show. I don't care. She's welcome to come on. But you know, when the tear fest and the finger pointing starts, there's going to be big I told you so. And yeah, I'm not just going to sit there and take it. I mean, say, shut up, butt girl. Yeah. You know, I mean, look, man, there's something wrong with that chick. You can tell, you know, she's already flipped out twice in, I don't know, within a month. I've only known her to be on 2 streams in the last month. But, you know, if you're a porno star, or I don't know if she's a star, if you're a porno actress known for taking it in the ass, you know, from any number of men, any number craziness, and people call you butt girl, and that, you know, because I mean, that's what really, you know, hurt her feelings, I think, being called butt girl and whatever. And it's like, yeah, but you take it in the ass. You know, the fat guy got called fat guy because he's fat. You know, I'm sure people are going to watch my stream somewhere out there in the internet land, and they're going to say, look at this fat guy calling people fat. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but that, I mean, you know, there's humor there. There's humor in that. So yeah, you know, we get called fat guy. You know, me, Ethan, we get called fat. Shane used to be fat, still gets razzed on for being fat. Butt girl, when she stops doing porn, will probably still be referred to as butt girl. You know, if you didn't want those nicknames, if you didn't want that nickname, one, or even the fatty nickname, don't go online. Don't become a presence. Remember Alex Stein, like, went off on that one porn star, some MILF GILF porn star, just, you know, chewed right into her. But I think, at least from what I heard, she, you know, she kind of took it like a pro takes it, right in the ass. Yeah, but I mean, that's just it. You know, it's not a comic skate thing. It's an internet thing. You know, Brandy Love. Thank you, Joe Schmo. Yeah, it's an internet thing. So it doesn't matter where you are. You could be on a knitting live stream, you know, but once people find out you're a porno star and you're known for apparently taking it up the ass, you know, even the knitters are going, even those damn knitters are going to call you, you know, from the audience. So they're going to say, oh, butt girl is here. You know what I mean? It's just going to happen. It's going to happen, guys. El Jerko for 2 says, thanks for coming back, John. No problem. Yeah, I had a little nap. You know, you guys can see I'm still tired in the eyes. You know, tons of cocks. This is Phantom Harlock, yeah. John hates knitters. Yeah. My knitter. Yeah. By freaking out about it, she's made butt girl stick. Yeah. Yeah. We don't know your fucking name. You know, I learned one girl's name on there, and that was Lauren, and she was talking to the fat guy. The fat guy that I still don't know what his name was. Did she? Did Scarlett know what his name was? Because she was very emotional about his defense. I don't remember her ever saying what his name was. Cigar Bro. Yeah. She asked for respect, got a whole gamer tag instead. Yeah. Yeah, that's just it. And she's full of shit, you know, because she's completely emotional about the butt girl thing. She's using that fat guy to kind of like a shield, you know, like, oh, look at all the bullets he's taking from you guys. I can handle the bullets. But why are you giving him the bullets? I don't see him on a stream crying about why you're getting bullets, you know? We all get bullets on the internet. You get on camera, you're getting a bullet from somewhere. So toughen up. I am tough. This is why I like comedy. No, it's not. Yeah, you can't handle the comedy. You know what I mean? Like, she's someone that gets in there, and like, I swear Chrissy had to just be like rolling her eyes on the inside, you know, because it's like, this is the kind of influence you get, you know, someone in there like, oh, I'm your friend, you know, yeah, you're emotional, but you're trying to get it to where like, I'm going to be on your side, and I'm going to start saying, yeah, it's not cool for you guys to call a fat guy fat. It's like, she's a comedian, like, she's going to call fat people fat and black people black. And you chose to hang out with somebody like Chrissy Mayer and who has friends like us, you know, judgmental fat fucks. That's us. He takes bullets. She takes 6, both heroes. Why does Chrissy hang out with so many degenerates? There's this thing amongst, I don't know, stand-up comedians like that aren't like clean, you know, clean comedy, you know, like a Jerry Seinfeld or whatever, where it's like, it's not like a purse puppy, but it's kind of, you know, it's like they got to have like the porno friends, and, you know, because they're edgy, so they have to talk to porno stars like they're human beings. It's fucking annoying. Unintelligent design. Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins claims reptilian shapeshifters are real, and he's seen one up close and personal, if you know what I mean. Crazy. Billy Corgan might be a little crazy. I don't know. I've never heard him say that. But yeah, he might be a little crazy. He's into wrestling. You know, I think wrestling kind of lends to people that, you know, have these kind of alternate realities, you know, like blurring the lines of real and unreal. He owns like a wrestling league. So, yeah. And not to mention, these guys do a lot of drugs. Yeah. I don't know how far down the rabbit hole Billy Corgan got. But these guys, rock stars, do a lot of drugs. Acid, you know, you get acid flashbacks. And I've taken acid before. And let me tell you, if I'm on acid and, you know, it's very possible I see your face shift. A little blurring, you know, like, oh man, those pupils just turned into slits and back again. That's very possible. And they have what is it, acid flashbacks, where just out of the blue they're kind of tripping balls, you know, for a split second. Yeah. And not to mention just the human mind, you know, like I don't even know if you need, you know, you could eat, what is it, like Christmas Carol. You could eat bad piece of meat. You might see a shape-shifting reptile. Oh, the UFO community is now doxing the woman he says is an alien. He named her. Oh, is she a politician or something? I guess it's okay to name, you know. Well, it's okay, whatever, but you know, it's more ethical to name them if they're a politician, you know, because they do have power. It's important to know which ones are the reptilians. Yeah. What the fuck? 4:30 a.m. stream. Greatest White. Yep. Here we are, 4:30 in the morning. I should have called it mail in the morning, but it was already set up as, well, actually it was set up as the 24-hour closeout, which I hope you guys all got. The individual tiers for that cover are now down. So if you want to get it, it is still available. It's in the box tier. Let's see. I got this up right here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys step by step. Oh. God, I hate this interface, dude. It got so fucking retarded. Used to be you could just click on something. But even though I was full screen, the apparently that Super Beast clip was still up in the background, and it wouldn't just let me click. I had to like click it off manually in order to pull this one up. It used to be you just click on whatever you want one time, boom, comes up. There we go. Black Riding Hood 2. Here's the box tier. But before you get the box tier, consider scrolling all the way down. You might want to get the box signature tier. Every book is going to be signed in that box. We're going to have a beautiful box, a big, beautiful box, everyone. It's going to have Black Riding Hood art on it. I'll probably get one made here pretty shortly and get a sample sent over. But I've seen some of these boxes. You know, Ethan does a good box. But some of these guys do boxes, man. And you can see like the colors, the inks, everything gets kind of sucked into it. You know, so it's very dull. The artwork becomes very dull. There's nothing to make it pop. I don't know. That might be like that. They don't put like a some kind of a, like for comics, you put like a gloss layer on top of it and really makes everything pop and shiny and whatnot. So I have a box that from a campaign that I ordered way back when. Big, beautiful box, and it held the colors really well. And that was the Reaper Destroyer campaign by Joe Sontag, fellow Michigander, by the way. But I admired that box for a while. I actually have it. Where is it? Well, it was right there. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Right here on my desk. Of course, I want to be. But Joe had this very nice, look at this box. Holds all that color really nice. The inks, everything looks good and black. Look at this. Blacks and reds living together in harmony. But anyways, yeah, back to this campaign. I love the box. And then I said, well, I should ask Joe. Let me get me back down here. I should ask Joe where he got his box. The first girl to give Felter Skelter head was from Fowlerville. What? Hope it wasn't my sister. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so I reached out to Joe Sontag and I said, hey man, where'd you get your box? He sent me all the information on the box right away. I was like, dude, great. So I'm gonna use that to order a box. And should hold the color just as well as that. I got all his specs, every spec he used. So I'm gonna be able to get that same quality with the Black Riding Hood box. There's a little bit of gap. I'm gonna have to ask him about pros and cons because there's a little bit of gap in here. See a little bit of gap both ways, but you can custom size these. He might have just been shooting his shot, guessing on the inside, but I wonder if there's a pro or con to actually sizing the box closer to the size of the comics. So yeah, I thought about that Shadow Cataclysm, dude, custom padding. I thought about that because I was like, what if I get, like when you buy, I don't know, like a cell phone or some accessory. You know, all it is a box. You know, like an Apple box is just a box. You know, it's white, whatever. But you open it up, and then there's like that black foam on the inside with like an inset for the item. And I thought that would be fucking cool. You know, so you just put your bags, you know, when we ship them to you, we put it right inside of a foam insert. Probably not going to happen because, and then I was thinking too, and then you make a little printout. You know, you really want to get fancy. You make a little printout, little piece of, I don't know, cardstock or something, paper, a little thicker paper. And then you put your logo on there, really fancy, a little welcome message, you know, it's just like you get a, you know, some kind of computer accessory. And I was like, man, that would look really slick, wouldn't it? Foam that box. But, yeah, I was watching, what was it? One of the Steve Jobs movies, Ashton Kutcher. And when they were first putting together their first boxes of what, I don't know if it was the board or whatever, you know, they laid like a little slip of paper on it and said what our Apple computer and whatever it was, and a little info sheet right on top of the packaging. I was like, yeah, that looks really professional. Especially in the movie, I believe they were still doing it out of their garage. And I was like, hey, we're doing this out of the garage. Anyways, Liam says, you're doing great, John. No need for any more bells and whistles. Just keep making killer books. Yeah. I'll think about it. I'm going to look into it. If it was something, you know, like, I don't know, if I could get it for like 20 cents per box or something, you know, might do that. And guys, this box here is doing killer, by the way. The secret perks. People are buying up those secret perks. So if you got if you signed up, like I told you all for over a month to, it's not because I'm a stoner, Marion. No, I just got bored to death and fell asleep. But if you signed up, you have those secret perk links in your email. It might be in a junk folder, promotions folder, spam folder, some folder like that. But double check, and you can go up to that email and you can click on the secret links, which are going to give you $20 off, I do believe, of any of these box tiers, the unsigned or the signed. And then you're going to get the Black Riding Hood foil trading card in there for free. Just sitting right there. And those things are actually doing pretty well too. A lot of people are doing those add-ons. So I think about, I don't know, a grand of this money is just from the trading card. And they're like, it's like a $10 trading card. So the value of that trading card, $10 plus saving $20 on the product itself through the secret perk links. Anyone who signed up and wants to get these is saving $30 per box. So they're making fat stacks right back in their pocket. But yeah, look at the box. You get the Black Riding Hood #1, which is going to reprint the Comics Gate Arena book. So you're going to get the full color version, 10-page story, black and white version of that same story, so you can see the line art. And then we're going to fill the back end up with script, design, character designs, and whatever else we can find. It's going to get shoved back there. Yeah. See, here's the thing, but it's a second printing. Kind of. It was published through a different publisher. That's something people aren't getting. That is not, I do not own or have anything to do with Comics Gate Arena. When I drew this 10-page story, it was only intended to be one part of that anthology book that Ethan did with Rainbow the Brute campaign. Cool story, bro. And then, I don't know, I guess because I was done and it's the coolest story probably out of them all. I mean, a lot of top writers are working or had worked on that. But mine was most definitely the coolest. So Ethan decided to create a new imprint called what ultimately was called Comicsgate Arena. So Ethan published my short story, through his company, which is, he talked to me about whatever. I said, yeah, sure, cool, whatever. But yeah, he printed that through Comicsgate Arena. That's his company. These are his companies. I have nothing to do with them. He has the right to print my book because he paid for me to create this book. But it's still my creation. Black Riding Hood is my character here. I've while we've been sitting around waiting for Cool Story Bro to get printed, he's already shown up in Graveyard Shift since volume 3, I do believe. 3 or 4. No, maybe 4. Might have been volume 4. Might have been Jose Garcia. But now Ethan has given me all the rights to start publishing this for myself. He gave me the lettering file for the logo. Just gave it to me. I took the little stripe out. I wanted to make it a little more distinct that this wasn't like the mail-in cut. So I got rid of the text that said mail-in cut. And then there's like a gray swoosh that goes behind the Black Riding Hood. So I chose not to use that file. So I just stripped it down. Obviously the Comicsgate Arena letterbox thing is gone. But anyway, so yes, this is actually a first printing through this company. So it's not like we published it once and now we're publishing it again in a second variation. This is the first time being published through us. So for us and this company, it's a first. The real, first printing is actually Comicsgate Arena. So you can do blue flames. No, you see, guys, that's what I did because Ethan said, oh, you could, just turn it a little red or something. He wanted it a little bit different, which kind of sucks because what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to return okay, here, like just so you can see, let me scroll down. All right, there we go. All right. So you see on the little inset, that's the original cover with all the yellow in there. So I went through, as I said I would, and I added, I just went and hurry up and did a red, kind of orange, actually. That's where it kind of ended up tonally. But it took all the yellow out. So that's the bare minimum. But what I think I'm going to do is I think we really need to have that yellow in the flame. So I'm either going to have or ask Jason Wright to recolor this, or maybe I'll get Kyle to color it. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the flames almost exactly how they are, but I'm probably going to change his shirt color to any other color, maybe a blue, or maybe, I don't know, a straight up red. It's going to be different. But for the heat of the flames, I'm just like, yeah, we really need it to look like flame. So blue everything looked a little too cold. Whereas a nice, warm, hot drawing, I think is more preferred by me, at least, having already shifted through all these colors for a quick fix. Dr. Eno says, so John got almost as much as Yellow Flash with like 2% of the amount of subscribers. These YouTubers should probably reconsider their business model. Raging kids do not equal customers. Oh, wow. Thank you, Dr. Eno. Yeah, now Yellow Flash is a weirdo, man. Like, that's got to be embarrassing to, I don't know, repeat our talking points, about SJWs and try to run off with that. And, stick to the court cases, I guess. Yellow Flash, those get you a lot of viewers. Even though they don't care shit about your fucking nerd aspect. But they like to hear about Johnny Depp. So tell them more about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's and whatever other cases you're out there chasing. Ambulance chaser. Yellow Flash is an ambulance chaser. And leave comic book creation to professionals. Because if I shit on fucking comics as much as like someone like Yellow Flash, and then I have what, 500,000 fucking subscribers, something like that. That fucking knucklehead has like, and you can't monetize what are 5% of those backers? You can't motivate 5% of your supposed fans? But then look even at Gary. Gary wrote a book about himself, and he has 1 million subscribers, and he couldn't motivate 5% of his fans. So that just goes to tell you they're not your fans. Yeah, you're a channel that they watch, man. That's it. And just a channel that they watch. Because they like Star Wars, or they like to hear you shit on Star Wars, or Johnny Depp. You know, all these chicks want to bang Johnny Depp. They don't want to bang you, Flash. They want to bang Johnny Depp. And they don't care about your nerd comic book. They don't care about your anime obsession, your Naruto obsession, to where you're dressing up like a child as a 40-year-old man. Boy. Anyways, yeah, leave the comic book creating to actual professionals. Yo, Flash, you're embarrassing. You're embarrassing us. Yeah, absolutely incapable of motivating his fan base to buy anything over there. Scrummy Wummy for 5. Is Black Riding Hood 2 set in the Graveyard Shift verse? It is, in that I've already joined Black Riding Hood into the Graveyard Shift books. So yes, these singular issues, everything that will go on in this series, presuming there will be a 3, is that it's everything before the Graveyard Shift leaves for outer space. So these are all set before that happens. So if you guys actually read Graveyard Shift Volume 5, there's already things that are implied through Black Riding Hood's dialogue that are going to be expanded upon in this story. Oh, whoa, look at Darren Bennett. John refunded the cover for your Cover Your Ass box because I forgot to take off the $46 Indiegogo tip. Use secret link to back it again without the tip. Indiegogo did refund $296. They will charge me. They did charge me the $250. Wait. No, you got your refund, right? I don't even know what the prices are, guys. It's too early in the morning for me to fucking rack all that. Sounds like it worked out, Darren. Yes, guys. Be sure to zero out that Indiegogo tip. They automatically add it. It's right under your total. They let you change it. You can click other and you can put it to 0 if you do not want to tip them. If you do want to tip them, by all means, feel free to tip them any amount you want to tip these guys. But otherwise, you can put that to 0. And apparently save yourself $46 fucking dollars. Absolutely crazy amount of tip. You know what I mean? Like, they already get the processing fee. They get 6%? I think it's 5% of the campaign itself. And then to throw on a fat ass tip like that for every single purchase. Like, dang, what'd they do? Did they create this book? You think so? So, but if you want to tip them, guys, by all means, feel free. But it's just, I don't know, man. I hate tips. I hate the idea of waiters and waitresses tipping. Look, like 15% used to be enough for a waiter, a waitress, whatever. That used to mean that you did a great job at 15%. But then, as people are to do, people get greedy over time, over a period of, 10, 20 years. And 15%, even though it scales, no longer means great job. Now it's, it goes as high as 30, 40, 35, 40% of your bill. Guys, there's going to be a time, and that means great. Like I've seen them on, where you get the screen and it'll say 20% is a good tip. Then 25 is very good. And then service was great. It's going to be 30, 35, 40% of your fucking bill now. just to say that that your waiter did a great job. Can you believe that shit? Absolutely incredible. 15% should be the max. They're going to ruin it all. And people are going to stop eating out. They're going to stop going to these places where they're asking for because you feel like an asshole if you're not paying them 35, 40%. But god damn, what'd you do? You cook it yourself? Holy shit, man. 15% should always be the top, and it's not. Culture has changed that. Restaurants have changed that. And now it just, everyone is an asshole if they tip 15%. You're a fucking asshole if you only tip 15%. And that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, check out Black Riding Hood. So anyways, guys, you can see the cover is adjusted. There's all that yellow has been knocked out of here, but we will put the yellow back, and we will change the color of his shirt to kind of signify that this is a different book, different printing, whatever, different publisher. So there you go. But yeah, and also the logo is completely different. Like I said, I took the swoosh out, the gray swoosh, and the mailing cut stuff, and you figured that'd be pretty distinct. But anyways, we'll change the shirt color. Don't eat out unless it's a special occasion, first of all, like our parents. Yeah, but I like eating out. John, do you think about white hot flames or emo black flames? Definitely not black flames. I mean, actually, that's probably, it's almost white. What, white, maybe a blue tint or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man, because it's so cold. Fire is hot. Orange and yellow traditionally are what people kind of identify as flame. Even though a white flame and a white with a blue would be almost like a butane. And that's fucking hot. But in the printed page, it still comes off as kind of cold because it's the colors of cool. Yeah. Hottest flame is blue, I believe. Says Marion. I think it's white. Blue is hotter. Are you guys sure? Yeah. Yeah, but it's still a cool color. A cold, cool color. So probably going to stay away from it. We'll see. Hottest flame is invisible, says Rashmataru. See, Rashmataru's got all the answers. Faye's in the chat, but John isn't sending them the link. There's more than one Faye? What's Faye for? Oh, like in terms of eating? Oh, dude, she cooks, man. Faye cooks. So yeah, it's crazy because Faye has been vegetarian for, I don't know, 20 years. Probably about 20 years. When we were first dating and married, I was able to get her to eat burgers, occasional burger. I'm like, yeah, go on. I was, tempting, eat this burger, Faye. Yeah, Faye is a they, them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. John can't send the link to himself. But anyways, yeah, she used to be off and on vegetarian and then eating, I don't know, regular. But while we were out this weekend, she was talking to her sisters on actually Sunday. And they were just ranting and raving about the carnivore diet to her. And now she's thinking about maybe trying a carnivore diet. Because they were talking like inflammation. We're all getting old now. She's like, my inflammation's down. And she's like, ooh. So, anyways, she might be, it's kind of hard to imagine she's going to switch But she's been kicking the idea around, I guess. So, and the thing is, too, she's vegetarian because she's like emotional about animals, So, will she go carnivore? Carnivore is just full on. Carnivore diet is bad for you, says Joe Schmo. I don't know about that. It's bad for you. High blood pressure, diabetes, drinking Coca-Colas and coffee, and like that's bad. That's legitimately bad. All the additional stresses that weight, speaking for myself, is putting on your body. So yeah, this is not medical advice, guys, by the way, but if I lose my high blood pressure, my pre-diabetes, I'm getting out, I'm getting active, and my side effect is cholesterol versus all these other things, I think I'd rather just have the cholesterol. Doctor being like, your cholesterol is high. Yeah, but I'm like fit as a fiddle. And, again, this isn't medical advice, but goddamn, if I'm fit as a fiddle and living my best life for 10 more years and, John being king of the fucking world, and then I drop dead of a heart attack. I don't want to drop dead of a heart attack, guys. But if you ask the people that are doing the carnivore diet, they will tell you, they're like, the doctors are wrong. And I don't know. I don't want to be the guy telling you that. Oh, damn, Moral B. He said the other side effect is a small pee-pee, John. What about that? Well, fuck. I can't afford anymore. Shit, I guess fuck that carnivore diet. You know what I mean? No, yeah. So, yeah, garlic. So, yeah, most doctors are wrong. Yeah, it could be. So, yeah, if all I have to risk is the cholesterol, but my blood pressure is great, no hypertension, So, you know what I mean, guys? We as adults, we have to somewhere make a decision, in my opinion, for ourselves and for our best lives. Do I want to live to be 90 in a wheelchair and, whatever? But with good cholesterol. I don't know, man. My grandpa lived till like 98. He was like 98 years old. Skinny guy too, China territory. What? Oh, your Steiner math said to eat at night, coach. Yeah. So anyways, guys, yeah, I mean, these are personal decisions. You guys make your own decisions. Live your life how you want to live your life. But on some level, look, if I get 20 more years out, I'll be in my 60s. I get 20 more years, good years, and I drop dead of a heart attack, at, I don't know, 60 some odd years, whatever. Or in my sleep, because of that cholesterol, I'm like, not bad. I cannot cut out that worst part back there. So, Rashma says, just don't live your life like a candle in the wind. It seems to end up badly for you. Yeah. Like a candle in the wind. 20 years, then Malin becomes godlike. Is that what people are going to say when I die? Malin became godlike. Oh, T-Max says wishful thinking. Fat ass is what he's saying. It's like, you're lucky to get 5, buddy. Yeah. John, when I'll get 90, I'll upload yourself into your new 30-year-old body. Look, Tomas, if that's in the cards, you know what I mean? Look, I'm a big fan of Kurzweil. Well, a big fan. You know what? I'm a fan of Kurzweil. I don't know anything about the guy really, other than, what did he invent? He made a really nice synthesizer piano. I think he had a big part in inventing the flatbed scanner. He predicted when a computer would beat a chess champion back in like the 80s or 90s, whenever that was. Yes, Liberty Prime Ray Kurzweil. But he's a futurist, and he's always predicting through Moore's law that we would be at certain points in time. And he was, very accurate, I believe, into like 2010 range. But Moore's law has been slowing down. And everyone's been kind of crossing their fingers at quantum computing, which I've been accused of being a quantum computer. Quantum computing, they're waiting for quantum computing to take off because they believe that is going to be the continuation of Moore's law. But the thing is, we don't have to be too depressed that Moore's law is slowing down, because as I'm a dummy, but as I understand it, people would rely on that horsepower doubling, the computer getting more chips on it every 2 years, I think it was 2.5 years for Moore's law. They would count on that doubling as like horsepower. So when they would write these programs, all this code, it wasn't like the cleanest, most efficient roadmap to get to where you want to go. So my understanding is that even though the Moore's law has been slowing down, a lot of these companies are going back into the code and they're streamlining it. They're making it more efficient. So because they had all that horsepower and they're just putting out sloppy shit, more or less. So now they're going back and they're streamlining it. Yeah. Oh, John has quite the singing voice. Thank you. Kurzweil also invented the first reading machine for the blind. Yeah, so he's not a dummy. But I always say, or I've said, I've been a fan of Kurzweil since, I don't know, early 2010s. And when everyone was talking singularity, I have the book somewhere. I can't read it. It's too much for me. But anyways, I like what he had to say about the future. And I think for the most part, his predictions, they do come true. But it's usually like 10 years. You got to have like a 10-year. If he says something's going to happen in 2015, it probably happened by 2025. So, I think he was expecting us to have lasers shot onto our pupils by now for like glass or like internet. And you're getting augmented reality. I don't know to what extent. Last time I saw like the Meta glasses, they look big and clunky. I don't know how they're looking now. The begging of 2000, there was tech to make blind people see shapes and pixels. The beginning of 2000. We do have robots, says Low Fat Water. Yeah, love the robots coming out, guys. Like I've told people, I'm like, this is like where we thought we were going to be in the year 2000. Grew up in the 80s. If you grew up in the 80s, everyone said, hey, in the year 2000, flying cars, robots, we're going to have all that. Now we're getting that. Jetpacks, now we're getting that. You got those, that Iron Man suit that the military is adopting. It's got a backpack. You put the thrusters on your arms. People are flying around. They just have to strap guns to those things. Those robots are clunky, but they're going to be improving very quickly. Now that they got them out there, like the Chinese got that little one out there walking around, kicking everybody. Faye can finally become sentient soon. Exciting. Yep. All those love dolls are going to be standing up talking to J Bama. J Doll Hefner. Can you imagine giving your dolls sentient and then they look at you and judge you for what you've done to them all these years? It's like banging some chick in a coma. Yeah, maybe she's your wife, but she's like, wait, you just got banging me while I was in a coma? Yeah, what else was I supposed to do? That's probably why they keep people in comas in the hospitals. So they're not being banged upon. Lonely Nights. AI girlfriends are coming out. What is it? Grok has an AI girlfriend. You know, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're doing better than Back to the Future, where everybody had two fax machines, 3 fax machines. They just thought that was going to be the thing. Where we just make more fax machines. They did have flying cars in Back to the Future, so we're not there. We don't have the anti-gravity going on with our skateboards and flying cars, even though that'd be fucking cool. And I remember, I think it was the director when they were promoting that way back in the 80s. He said that the hoverboards were real and that they just kept them locked up because kids were going to break their necks on them. And I was like, that technology is real. I'm a kid. That technology is real? And then they announced through, I think it was Kirk Cameron, did something for maybe Back to the Future 3, maybe, and had to like undo what he said. Like, oh, the director was joking, But I'm a kid. I'm like, joking? That motherfucker. Who was that? Was that Zemeckis? That might have been Zemeckis. So robots are real. And we're on track. I suggest, you guys may not like Will Smith. I don't like him very much, but he's made some interesting movies. Now is the time to go watch iRobot again. Now, if you look at, you can ignore everything else, but iRobot actually isn't too far off technology-wise. The cities are a little more, and they got like crazy cars, but look at the robots. That's real. That's where we're going to be at. We're on track for that. The robot that, remember in the beginning of the film, is going to get a woman's inhaler that's in her purse that she forgot at home. So the robot is running this purse back to the lady. And Will Smith thinks the robot has done a purse snatching, which is fucking retarded. But that's what the smart cop figured. He's like, that robot's running with a purse. He must have decided to reprogram himself into a life of crime. Purse snatching. What's a robot going to do with a fucking purse? Does he have desires to buy fancy cars and apartments? I don't think so. But that robot, that purse snatched, that's where we're probably going to be at in, about the time that movie takes place. I think that movie took place in like 2030 something. Which is exactly when the next generation of robot came out, which was the iRobots or whatever, the white ones. That was like the new generation coming in to replace the old generation. But I think by the time we get that second generation in the film is when we actually get that version of Generation 1, where it could grab your purse from your house and run it down the street to bring it back to you. So 2032-ish. Yeah. Oh, 2035. It might be it. Yeah, it might have been 2035. But watch iRobot. Black Robot. Purse station. Black Robot. He's got guns. Uncapped Turtle for 5. Indiegogo locked my account during checkout. I was charged, but got no confirmation. How can I get you to check that I got the 24-hour cover? I don't know, without having a backer number for you. Do you have a backer number? I don't know how to tell you, because I doubt your thing's going to say Uncapped Turtle. It's probably going to say Jim something, Billy Martinez. I don't know, like Uncapped Turtle. I don't know if you want to dox your name. I guess I could check, or if you have a checkout number, I can check, but I can't. There's no other way for me to check that you've actually backed it. This would be awesome. Need peace in the world so the baked taters earn trust. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, John, what is Darius's last name? Greer. The Greer family, named after Pam Greer, of what are, I don't know, black exploitation fame. Coffee. Yeah, go watch Coffee with Pam Greer, guys. So get some Pam Greer today out there, you know. I trust baked taters. I don't know what you guys are talking about sometime. You missed a few member chats a while back. I haven't missed anything. I just haven't read anything yet. I mean, maybe I read one or two occasional ones, but Red Walrus was a new member. I thanked him. Shanthan Jetty is the second one. Off the bed. See you for members stream later tonight. Hail all back Black Riding Hood 2. Thank you, guys. Run out there. Check out Black Riding Hood 2. If you guys haven't backed it yet, I highly suggest you guys save up for the box. That's going to give you the 24-hour cover that you may have missed. It's going to give you the John Malin cover A, Shane Davis cover B, and the Ethan Van Sciver cover C, which we don't have. This is our placeholder. And it's going to give you any future variants that are put out during this campaign. So you're going to get a great value there. Cool stuff. Oh, and Shane thinks this is important for me to mention, you guys. And the box is going to have one extra variant cover, another unique variant cover that nobody else is going to have. It's just in the box by default, a new cover that is only in the box. There's not a tier for it. There's no way for you to buy it individually. It's in the box. So go out there, guys. Get that box. Get that box. You know, if it takes you a few weeks to save up, whatever, you know, just tuck away 25, whatever, you know, you can get this box. You're going to be able to get this box in 20 days. You're going to be able to get this box in 40 days, 60 days. This box is available the entire campaign. So if you want to save up for that, guys, I recommend you just go ahead and save up for it. You're going to get the little stretch goals in there. Oh, by the way, speaking of stretch goals, I got to go in here and update this thing. We did already click off one of the stretch goals, 70K. All backers. I got that trader on my mind in the chat. All traders will receive a trading card. That's how I know it's you. If you are the trader, you're going to find a trading card in your box. And that is me secretly telling you, I knew it was you, Fredo, going against the family. But yeah, everyone's getting a trading card, not a trader card, a trading card. Imagine that. Scarlett has a 5-inch stretch goal. The fuck? God damn. John, they want your box. Well, it's up there, guys. Get my Wait, no, fuck that. I can't even say that's gay. It's really gay. Guys, go out there and get the box from the Black Riding Hood campaign. And this thing is doing great. If you got the secret perks, go out there, use the secret perks. Save $20 on the price of the product and get that free trading card, which is valued at $10, because people are buying these trading cards as add-ons, and their cost is actually $10 per card. If you get it as an add-on, you can actually click that thing up and you can get 2, 3, 4, up to 5 trading cards added into your purchase. So that's the only add-on we got going on there. Shane sells his box like Cardi B stealing from her Johns. Will this box give me head? No, it's just a box, guys. You know, cardboard. Yeah. Scotty Christy Jones is going to Greg's. Anybody want anything? What the hell is Greg's? Breakfast place? I mean, it's 5:30 in the morning. Could be. Yeah. Good stuff out there, guys. Love this series. Script is already done. Or all the page breakdowns of the script are done, not dialogue. But but the breakdown of the story is already done. Ethan wanted, story detail and designs, character designs. And I'm like, oh, this is something I don't normally have put together this early in the project. Build out the idea as time goes by. So I went ahead and I'm like, I was motivated because I'm like, well, that's cool, man. Ethan must want to do something story related, which is a big honor, whenever somebody wants to know what your story is about before they do a cover, because that means it's not just going to be, kind of generic pose. You're gonna do something, be inspired some way, I hope, by what's going on in the story. So I had to work out the story details. I had to work out the designs. Then the designs influence the story more. Go back in the story, tighten that up, and then boom, you get to a point where you're satisfied and you're like, okay. Handed that off to Ethan, and I presume we're going to get something pretty cool, story related, or we're going to get, I don't know, Black Riding Hood sitting in a theater with clans members, so which is fine. John, did you get a boner when you drew the 24-hour cover? No, I can't say I did. I mean, maybe I did, because I'm just a dude. But it probably wasn't related to the drawing, I'm more focused on making everything look right, and, trying to make everything look right. And when I drew her, I was like, it's almost compacted in like how she kind of looks, but I kept drawing under it and convincing myself that I'm bending the proportion just enough, to qualify. So, but yeah, too busy thinking about stuff like that, like how do I do these things and make them work more than, can I beat off to this, but, maybe, yeah, I think it, like drawing the feet. I was talking about that the other day. I'm like, I don't understand what it is about feet that people are into. Somebody said it was that they stink and they're really turned on by the stink. And I'm like, well, that sounds like a R. Crumb thing, Robert Crumb, because he's a foot pervert, hairy-legged women, big, stocky girls that are like 7 feet tall and can lift him up on their backs. Like that's his thing. He wants to be carried around on a piggyback ride by these large women. With stinky breath and chin hair, like, I mean, it's fucking weird. None of that appeals to me whatsoever, including the feet thing. So, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know, sweat, sweaty titties. Everybody likes sweaty titties, glistening bodies, women coming out of the water. Everybody loves that. So I'm like, well, maybe if I just have moisture on this drawing, give it a wet look, and the moisture is going to the feet. Here, let me open this in a new tab. There we go. See, the moisture is going right to the feet. Oh, yeah, Marion. Yeah, it could be baby oil, I guess. Right. I figure dudes are probably into that, right? Oiled feet. I don't know. Foot jobs. Right? Like Ruiz was imitating way back when. Yeah. The moisture is right there by her coochie. You can see that? Little glistening areas. Oiled box. Yeah. Rashma says, supposedly it's it is actually an issue with the brain's hardwiring. The foot thing? Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what a sexy foot is. I'm foot blind. It's just a foot to me. It's like a tool. It's not like, oh, yeah, look at her toes. I don't get it. As an artist, I kind of wish I could figure it out because I'd want to draw things that, are the best. But it's just feet. Just feet to me. It's just, almost useless except for a walking thing. T-Mac said, those are big ass feet. They're closest to the camera. You know, go with that. We'll call it that. But you know, she's you know, at least mixed. I don't know. She's a light-skinned black woman. You know, big feet. You know, got it from her dad. You know, and instead of a big dick, she got big tits. Know what I'm saying? Juliet Jackson, everybody. She is basically Pam Grier. This whole thing is like, you know, Pam Grier, Pam Grier, Pam Grier. Blaxploitation. Let's see. The KKK is playing a part in this story. Yeah, they're gonna be like just straight up alphas, you know. Just very dominating presence. They, you know, they may not like other people, but they hate, as one would, you know, think that they would hate black. They hate and kill vampires without mercy. They will not tolerate the supernatural. So everything everybody thinks the KKK is about black people, which you know, probably wasn't actually a large amount of black killings compared to the number of KKK members. But everything that they think that KKK just spent their time doing to black guys in their spare time, they actually are doing to vampires. Like, they will just kill you. They don't lack vampires around these parts. Any parts, the world. But I thought that was cool because you know, I thought that was cool. It's cool in that, you know, like, it's always been weird that the KKK has like grand dragons, grand cyclops, you know, like all these things are kind of mythological. These titles, it's like right up in there in that kind of otherworldly, you know, realm. So for them to be an order that kills the supernatural, you know what I mean? I thought was kind of fitting. Grand Cyclops, Grand Dragons. Yeah. And also, like, I was looking up stuff like FBI. I'm probably on a watch list right now because I was looking up KKK stuff. And a lot of times, like, they'll take, if you have a word or a title or something like that, that's like a C, a lot of times they'll change it to a K. I'm like, look at you guys. John wrote a reverse Twilight. I've never seen Twilight. I don't know what a forward Twilight is. Twilight was something that never had any appeal to me. The moment I heard them talk about how vampires sparkle and was the daylight. Is that what it was? The daylight? Yeah, Grand Wizard. Thank you. Yeah, so I that was a easy, it wasn't even a hard pass. It was just like an easy pass. You know, it was a teeny bopper show. You know, felt like I was already beyond that. What year did that come out? Was that in early 2000s, late 99 era franchise? Probably early 2000s, right? But yeah, shiny vampires, right, Marilyn? No. Are they Templar Knights? No, they're the KKK. So they use crucifixes. This spin-off. Because I also learned that like KKKs are kind of, you know, like, they're not completely uniform. Each little state or realm, they call them realms too. Did you know that? I thought that was fucking cool. I mean, for the supernatural angle, like they like, so like the Michigan KKK would consider Michigan a realm. So each realm has like its own, what are Grand Dragon. I think the Grand Wizard the highest. Like that's like the national level is like, I think the Grand Wizard, I think. Don't worry, guys. I'll be all brushed up on this when I'm actually going into details on the script as far as I need to. But I thought it was cool because I'm like, oh, they consider a state a realm. like a realm. And I was just like, wow, that sounds fucking crazy, man. Yeah, I can get a lot of clips like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how I work all this stuff in. What kind of lore can I pull? What can I learn from the KKK about them that can be turned into an interesting story where they're actually fighting for the people of Earth, and that includes black people. So, like that Green Lantern thing. What have you done for the black man? And the KKK is going to say, "We saved your lives." That's fucked up. We saved your lives every day when we're out here fighting against the supernatural on the behalf of humanity. We saved your lives. But yeah, so the lore basically was that the KKK got a bad rap, right, in this world, in this multiverse. They got a bad rap. As racist and all that, but they figured that it's better that you think that they just hate black people and they or minorities, whatever, that they have all these issues. It's just better that you think that than for our fragile minds to comprehend what they really do, which is fight the supernatural, defending the blacks by putting crosses in front of their homes and lighting them on fire to ward off the vampire that is about to prey on these good people. So now strangers tourists come by and they see that flaming cross and they're like, oh no, the KKK, they're awful. I'm burning a cross in front of these people's homes, but they don't understand the truth. But the KKK says it's better for you not to know the truth in this story than for you to understand what we're really doing here. That's why they put that's why they have crosses on their mask, on their chest, because it more or less stuns a vampire. It causes them a bit of pain. It's not going to have them run off run away from you, but it will be something a vampire has to kind of work through. They have to deal with it. It's a distraction. It's an irritation upon them. So while they're in battle, it gives the KKK group an advantage. And that's why they wear the long things to give their necks a little bit more protection. But that crucifix on the mask, that's nothing I invented. I made it a little fancier, I guess. But that was something I saw on some, again, when I'm looking up stuff on the KKK and doing research, I'm like, some of these guys had this crazy looking crucifix on their mask like that. And I was like, I'm going to do that with all my KKK guys because it just makes sense. It works into the story that they're using it, to like, I'm looking at you. And if you're looking at me in the eyes, if you're a vampire, you're looking smack dab at a crucifix. And I'm causing you pain just by wearing this on my face. Powerful concept. Yeah, KK, they don't give a sheet. Yeah, they don't give a sheet. So anyways, but there's going to be a lot of tension here. It's not just going to be kumbaya with Darius. There's going to be a lot of harsh language going on. But Darius is, ultimately he's a good kid. Everybody else around him, not great people. He's a good kid. His dad is trying to teach him the ways of, killing werewolves. And now they're going to have to understand what it's like to kill vampires, which they're not trained in. They're not trained in killing vampires. So, who is trained in killing vampires? The KKK. Guys, you got to get this book. This book is going to make you laugh. It's going to make you cry. It's going to make you root for and despise. Imagine despising the KKK. It's going to be a challenging read, guys. And I think that's good art is what we're going to do here. And it's good. And again, I ask you guys, have a little trust in me to stick the landing on this story. This will be a book that I think ultimately, even though you may be repulsed by the idea of a black kid teaming up with the KKK, even though you're repulsed by that idea, this is going to be a book that you could hand off to somebody. And once they read it, they're going to say, oh, that was pretty fucking cool. It's grindhouse. It's blaxploitation. It's me and my humor in there. And it will have a fucked up horrific horror in here too. So if you guys enjoyed what I did in Omega Storm, if you liked that ending page, that shocking ending, there's going to be a shock in this book too, because it is horror. And if there is no shock, then was it ever really horror? You know what I mean? Otherwise, we're just playing with the idea. It's like, oh, look, here's a vampire. Here's a werewolf. Here's a this. Here's, you know, it's like, no, there has to be something horrific in there beyond the fact that these people have risen from their grave, you know, type thing. There's got to be an actual horror, something in here where you say, ah, shit, man, like that's fucked up. So, you know, and look, even in Black Riding Hood 1, I mean, the grandpa's getting his throat ripped out. And then the werewolf is transforming into his grandfather. Like, that is horrific. It's horrific. Imagine that being your grandfather. So we're going to do some fucked up shit in here, too. Absolutely. Comic books and goods. Are you kidding me? I'm already sold. Good. I hope so, guys. Yep. They killed his grandfather. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I, some of the lore on how Black Riding Hood came out. I think this is back in the Google Hangout days. You guys remember that? You old timers out there remember the Google Hangout days, where Ethan started talking about doing his cool story, bro. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get you guys, all you guys, to do like a masculine take on a fairy tale, you know? And Ethan's like, what are you going to do, John? And it just like, it sprung to me. Yeah, that's how I remember it. Just sprang into me. I go, Black Riding Hood. This was a joke. This, like, I didn't think this book was ever coming out. And I said, Black Riding Hood. And I go, they killed his grandfather. I never thought he was serious about the book. It was a year or two after that he goes, oh, hey, we're doing this book, by the way, for real. And I'm going to pay you guys to do these stories. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go with Black Riding Hood. I already claimed it. It was mine, you know? So I'm like, let's do it. Let's fucking see what happens with this story. So that's how it came out into creation. Black Riding Hood. They killed his grandfather. You know, you just switch everything around. You make it, you know, Red Riding Hood into a man. That's first thing to masculinize it. Instead of the grandmother, it's going to be the grandfather. I mean, the story wrote itself because it was already written. You know, take a wolf, that becomes a werewolf, and boom, it's done. Like, that's the story. And is he still doing CG Arena? Yeah, there's the Elephant. I don't know what his next is. I don't know. Is Fearsome part of the arena? I'm not sure about that. But yeah, as far as I know, he's still doing it. Low Fat Water says, Mailing, you're killing me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ethan, like, I probably could have published this. I'm pretty sure he offered to do another book through CG Arena. But I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to draw it, you know? And I'm like, but if I got to find somebody to draw it, then I'm just like, I might as well just do it myself. You know, if he had somebody and said, hey, we're going to get so-and-so, not David Williams, much as I like David and his art, I'm not going to get the black guy of CG to work on the black kid and use him as validation for a white guy telling a black story. You know what I mean? I'm not going to have David Williams because everyone's like, oh yeah, David Williams. Like, no, what? Because he's black? No, if I wanted to hire David for something, it wouldn't be the black guy necessarily. It would be, I don't know, it'd be some other guy. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to like be like, oh guys, look. And like this was even a joke. The idea, like for me to even sit here and be like, oh yeah, I want to do the one thing that we really fucking hate about fucking SJWs. And, you know, like, oh yeah, we got to bring in the KKK. We got to fucking, you know? So, but putting a spin on it in an anti SJW way, to where they are kind of they are one of the protagonists of the story. To do it like that, a little bit better, you know. But I didn't want to do a black kid just because I didn't want to be like do a series and be like, yeah, I'm the guy, but I'm doing it right, you know, because everyone thinks they're doing it right. And then it's just usually the same fucking vanilla garbage that anything else could have fucking been. So if I'm doing it, it's got to be fucking edgy. It's got to be unapologetic. I've already been called racist for doing the first one because, you know, I'm white doing a black character. And they're dropping N-bombs. Like, you're not allowed to do that. You're white. Fuck you. That's my answer. So that's how I'm making sure that I'm keeping it as far away from fucking cleaned up SJW shit as possible. And then with the KKK in here, that's the that's a cherry on top about pushing the boundaries with this book and trying to stay away from just being another project releasing garbage, like but 0 calorie fucking book to you guys. You know, I don't want to be doing that. Yeah, I want to be keeping it real. JD Kirby, I want to keep it real. No, I just wanted everyone to have a little bit of, like, everyone loved that first 10-page story. We got the N-bombs. It's got edge. It's got cool fucking shit. It's over the fucking top. The fucking werewolves are saying, I want to eat that ass. Or I want that ass. You know, gonna eat from asshole to appetite. This is not stuff that the SJWs would like to see. Especially words from a white man being put into the mouths of black characters as they're going to war with one another. And this cover is terrible. Says tell them, well, you don't have to worry about it because it's not available anymore. Tell them. Yeah. So there you go. You can enjoy any of the other number of covers out there. John is the blackest voice in comics 2025. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to push boundaries in the industry. We have to have something interesting to say, entertaining to say. We have to entertain people and not just have characters just kind of go through the motions. You know, oh, okay, problem of the week resolved with a punch in the face. Problem of the week resolved with a punch in the face. So how do we just turn this into a blockbuster? To where people are talking about this shit. They're loving it. They're enjoying it. There's so many people. And part of that power was doing the 10-page, but I just don't want to keep doing 10-page stories. I want to get into a story, but I want to keep that pace to where everything is moving quickly. So we go in and out of scenes very quickly in here. Complete opposite of Godlike, which is actually, you know, drawing less and using big double-page spreads to really kind of like get you into that world, like bring back like childhood memories of kind of like reading an oversized fairy tale kind of story, but it's sci-fi, barbarians, superheroes, all that stuff in that format. Black Riding Hood is going to be fast, you know, multi-panel, boom, 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 boom per page, 3, 4, 5 panel pages on the regular, maybe an occasional 6, maybe an occasional 9-panel grid. Fast action, boom, boom, boom. Black Riding is KKK, okay. OKK, okay with me. You can use that as a preview review quote if you want, John. All right. Shit, man. Tree Fitty. Oh, 350 are watching, 350 people watching. Thanks, guys, for checking out this early morning Kangz episode. Everybody else is sleeping, but that's all right. I don't mind sitting here having a chat with you guys about the project. El Jerko for 2. Thanks for coming back, John. No problem. The stream has been set up since whatever 6:30 yesterday evening. I was going to go live, but right after I set this up, about 5-10 minutes later, Ethan set up a stream for Kangz to start at 7. I'm like, well, there's no, I'm just going to be streaming for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to run over there. So I just switched the name to whatever, Kangz, and put the start time at 10:30. And then we finished the drawing. I sold my piece and I left, and Ethan said, don't, just do me a favor. Don't stream over me so I can, I don't know, maximize my audience. And I'm like, okay. So I waited and I waited, and the auction just kept going on and on. And I got too fucking tired. I'm like, I'm exhausted now. So I just went to bed. Left the team or the stream up here so you guys could sit and chit chat if you wanted. Unintelligent design, Billy Corey. Oh, we did this. Yeah, that's crazy. Glass machine member for 3 months. John leaves for a nap, then gets a full 6 hours of sleep. What did I get? Yeah, I think I was probably asleep, 10, 30, 11, something like that. So about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Yeah. I would have kept sleeping except phase alarm. Sean, member for 15 months. John, congrats on the launch. Looking forward to this one. I know the art is going to be fire. I hope the story lands as the concept is fantastic. Hail. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, only one other person other than me knows how this story actually ends. Like, I've described the very last scene, the highly emotional last scene of this book to our friend Shane Davis. Only Shane, outside of me, knows. And I'm not telling anybody else how this thing ends. If it gets out, I know Shane leaked it. That's why I told him. That's what I told Shane. Because if it gets out, I know it was him that betrayed me. No, I told him because I thought it was a cool fucking idea. Very emotional ending to this book. You guys have tissue ready, because otherwise your tears will hit the pages and devalue this book. He's knighted into the order. He's the first Black Klansman. Yeah. It's cute you told your boyfriend. Jeez, Ralph. How dare you? Yeah. Tissue. Yeah. So Shane knows the highly emotional ending to this story. It's going to be great. And I think, like I said, every page has been broken down in script form. All I have to do is go in there, flesh it out with dialogue, and we're done. I won't even do that until the art is done. Because each little micro expression that you end up drawing, you might not exactly land what you're going for, but there might be something very subtle in that drawing. And you're like, oh, okay, well, this is what's happening. This is what works with that emotion. So everything is like living, breathing, just like I said, I started with the script. I went into the designs, and then as I'm drawing these characters, I'm saying, well, no, this is who the character is. I'm going back into the script. I'm tweaking things. So one thing influences another thing. So then we will do the art, and the art, as I'm sitting there for hours on end drawing each one of these characters, is going to be telling me something. That's something that you can't really get as an experience unless you're the artist and the writer. And that's thrilling. That's the fun stuff, is knowing that ultimately you're pulling all your creativity in every aspect of this project. and it's all gonna show. It's gonna show exactly how it kind of grows, like organically grows, is what you're gonna get here, and it's gonna be fun, man. The black characters are gonna be calling white people crackers. The KKK is gonna have some stern choice vocabulary, for everyone else, and especially the vampires, man. They hate vampires with a passion. They're all dead. Every vampire needs to die. It's almost a hate crime. Yeah, you're a vampire, you're dead, boy. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. At the end, Black Riding Hood becomes White Riding Hood. Yeah. Yeah, he dies and then he comes back as Darius the White. Yeah. the gods, Valinor? What are the gods of Valinor? Send him back to finish the job as Darius the White. What do you get with the 250 box, John? That's pretty expensive. Well, you're going to get Black Riding. Each book is $25 for one. You're going to get Black Riding Hood 1. You're going to get Black Riding Hood 2, cover A, which is me, cover B, which is Shane, cover C, which is Ethan. That's 4 books right there. You're going to get the 24-hour cover, which was this one right here is in there. So that's 5 books. You're going to get 1 book that is exclusive to the box. So nobody else gets it except people that get the box. That one is going to be in there. I would argue the value on that is actually beyond $25 because it's only in the box. And then you're going to get any other variant covers that are released on the 30-day and the 60-day closeouts. So we're going to get 24-hour variants on there during those, to help spike sales. And then I think that's it. You're going to get stretch goals. You're going to get cards and any prints put in there as well. Cecil's cover. Yeah. Could be. So what's in the box? Yeah, and a human head. It's your wife's head will also be in the box. Wouldn't that be funny if I got a little woman's head and just dropped it in there? That'd be awesome. I saw this Creep Show episode. I think it's one of the first ones on that series where this girl's got a big fucking dollhouse, and it's all, it's got all the furnishings, and a family lives in there. And then out of nowhere, this fucking decapitated zombie head shows up in the dollhouse, and it's just a little piece of plastic, just like that. And every time she goes back to the dollhouse, like all the figures are in different positions, like they're running for their lives, they're investigating, they're trying to figure out what the noise is, and it's this fucking head. So this head, she goes to a store to buy a cop, little dollhouse cop. She puts a cop in the house to go and try to figure out what's going on with the head. It's crazy, man. It was a pretty cool little episode. The cop dies. So she goes and gets like a little Indian man, a little shaman figure. And then she puts the shaman in the dollhouse. And then that thing is ultimately killed off as well. But I thought that was a very fun little Creep Show story. By the way, we'll be reviewing Creep Show the movie and not the movie so much, but the comic adaptation of the movie. I just watched part of the movie today because I wanted to be kind of refreshed on it. Yeah, it's kind of like Indian in the Cupboard, just Batman, but it's Indian in the dollhouse. Decapitated head in the dollhouse. Yeah, Indian in the Cupboard. You guys remember that? Did you guys have to read that in school? Creep Show, the movie, the comic book, right? Comic adaptation. Yeah. I remember we had to read Indian in the Cupboard. I mean, but all I remember about it was you put the Indian in the cupboard, and I think you let it set. I don't know if is it overnight, or was it just you close it and you open it, and then the Indian's alive. Anything you put in that little magic cupboard comes to life. Yeah, and then there was a movie, right? Yeah, and I think we had to do I think we had to read the movie. It was or read the book, watch the movie thing. There were a few things like that in school where you had to read the book, watch the movie. Yeah, any figure, right? Yeah. Oh, Creep Show first season is the best. After that, it gets woke. Oh, it's terrible. I've not read the book nor seen the film. Well, hopefully you guys have bought Creep Show. Everyone's getting Creep Show. Everybody loves Creep Show. We're going to review it tomorrow. Bernie Wrightson, comic book legend Bernie Wrightson. Aaron Lopresti, sounds like he's confirmed to be in, so we'll send him a link. We're going to do this at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Now, Aaron, I don't think is a big fan of this, and he's going to let his thoughts be known, and he's going to tell us where we should be looking. I wrote him on the Twitter, and I said, "Hey, man," because I think he thinks this is where Bernie Wrightson is kind of slipping or phoning it in. God, why can't I get that in there? What's going on? The hell? Okay, there. Look at that. Like, that's fucking badass. Now, the chick in the movie, her she's like a gilf, I guess. You know, she's more attractive than that head. But that zombie is pretty fucking cool. So I don't think Aaron's going to have any problem with that zombie. Then I like this. Like, look at this big double page spread for the story that had Stephen King. Was it Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill? That's the one where Stephen King was turned into a plant. But look at that. That's a big double page spread. And it's very clean. Love the flat tones on here. It looks really good. I like that a lot. I mean, that's almost like something for Godlike, a big shot like this of just, nice field, house, guys standing out there. And it's perfect. And then it immediately turns into, full on panel pages. But I love that introduction page. So anyways, I'm not going to review it now because that's what the member only stream is for. Hopefully you guys went out there and got that. William Welburn said he saw Creep Show at the cinema back in the day. I did like it, but I don't own it. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, because they tried to kind of duplicate the crazy kind of comic book paneling, throughout. The lighting, were bold choices, I'd say. Even who's Hal Holbrook has a fantasy. This is what I just saw this morning. Ask me about this a week from now. I'm not going to remember it. But has a fantasy of shooting Billy in the head at the party. And this is a daylight scene, so any extra lighting coming on there, you would think wouldn't get pulled off too well. But they put red lighting, I believe it was red lighting onto him in the daylight scene. It's subtle, but it's there. And I was just like, wow, this is, bold at least. Now, I think today with all the computer technology and whatnot, they would really pump those reds or whatever. It could be really interesting. But I think for the casual viewer with the little comic book stuff that keeps popping up, like you get the little caption box and says later ... They probably see that and they're just like, huh? It almost cheeses it up a little bit. But for what it is, I mean, when I saw that when I was a kid, I saw Creep Show when I was a kid. And that thing, I wasn't sitting there being like, the comic book. I was like, this is fucking scary. That fucking ape under the staircase, like that thing was like to this day, that's like the go-to memory. Probably, I mean, there's a lot of go-to memories on there, but also that story was in Creep Show 2 or 3 where they had the raft. Because I when I was a kid, I lived we rented a house for a little while that was right on a pond, and we could actually go out into that pond and we could just swim. And in that pond you could feel it under the water. Like if we stood up, we're like kids, so I don't know, 4 feet tall, but you can stand up in the middle. You could stand on the middle, but you're on top of like matted moss is what it felt like, matted moss. And you could just stand. You could stand on that stuff. So when I saw that raft, got that fucking pond right there, creepy. So yeah, that raft story was crazy. That stuck with me, and the monkey under the stairs, which I'm just like, damn, that motherfucker can sleep. Because I think the box said it was like from Antarctica, which is cold. It would have kept them preserved. What motherfucker just thawed out 40 years later? Maybe 20, because this is in the order of the 80s. So the trip could have been in the 60s. I don't know when it was. It might have had an actual date on there. Let's see if it's in the book. Just tell it to call you Billy. It looks like 1934 is when the box is dated. Oh, this is weird. Shipped to Hope. I can barely read this. Hopelands something via Julia Carpenter. Wonder if that's a nod to shipped to Horlicks University via Julia Carpenter. I wonder if that's a nod to John Carpenter. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice little nod. Oh, what's happened, Chokeout?
Hello. How come you're on?
Because I didn't stream last night. I got too tired, so I went and took a nap. Saw my brother-in-law off because he was staying here since Thursday.
Well, you've even made up fake in-laws.
Yeah.
That's real commitment, John.
Yeah.
That's commitment to the bit.
Yeah, I was making him coffee, making sure he was fed well, saw him off this morning, making sure he's got fake directions to Detroit Metro, and he's gone. He's gone like the wind. But it was actually a pretty good visit. Huh?
I woke up at 5 this morning and I came downstairs and then I saw that you were scheduled for like fucking, it would have been 8:30 my time. And I was like, fucking hell, he's streaming late. And then I went to the gym and I just got back now.
Yeah. Well, this stream has been up all night. Excuse me. Before I went live, because originally I was going to go live at 6:30, I believe it was, my time.
Eastern.
Yeah, my time, 6:30 last night. But then after I fired this, set this stream up and, set it all up and it got announced where then Ethan started his stream, put it up for starting at 7:00. So then I'm like, well, I don't want to get on here for 30 minutes just to hop over there. So I just rescheduled the time for 10:30. And I'm like, I'll just make it Kangz, and because it was going to be the closeout for Black Riding Hood 24-hour cover. But then I did then I was on Kangz, and I did my drawing. Where's my drawing?
Weren't you going to read the Creep Show as well?
Yeah, that's tomorrow or tonight.
Tomorrow. Hang on, let me just grab my tray. Hang on a second.
Yeah. So here's my drawing. In case anybody didn't see it, you guys are maybe a little on a different schedule than
Scarecrow.
Evening. Yeah, this is the thing was to draw characters from other Comicsgate Kings books. So I did Eric Weathers' Battlebrick Road Scarecrow, and people said it looked like me. I guess it does.
Yeah, it does a little bit. I can see it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not perfect. Eric actually bought this in the auction. It's not perfect, but
he did.
Yeah. So like,
is he going to word it?
No, I don't think he's going to pay any word. I think he's just going to. I don't know. You can do what he wants with it, really. But you know, this little line, like if you really looked at it, it's on a bit of a skew. So it doesn't go around the form of the head exceptionally well. So you know, but that's what you get with just knocking out a 2-hour thing. And almost all that time was spent really just kind of doing all these little straws. I just kept changing my pen size. So I did, all the forward straws first, and then I kind of just started working in the layering in the background, and it got smaller and smaller. My pens got smaller and smaller. So that worked out pretty good. Then I just went in there and did a lot of, just lines, little texture stuff, little McFarlane-y kind of things in the hood there. Not bad. Then Eric bought it for like $150, $160. Scott Chrissy Jones for $2. The joke. You missed my Greg's run, fella. Got you pizza.
Who went to Greg's?
What the hell is Greg's?
It's like a fucking. It's like a real down market Olive Garden. But it's great though. But I don't want to make it seem like I'm slandering Greg. Like, okay, listen. You ain't getting good food in Greg's. It's an absolute shithole, but it's fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing?
Like,
what's amazing? If it's not the food,
everything from there is amazing, bro. Like they make their own hot sausage, they make their own fucking sausage rolls, and like
the food's good, but the restaurant shit.
Nah, the food ain't even good. It's not a restaurant. It's like it's a takeaway. It's like Olive Garden. You know what I mean? Like you go and get food and leave, or like Panera bread, or like Panera bread.
Panera bread. Okay. All right. Yeah, like, I don't really go to Panera Bread. I go to Olive Garden. Olive Garden is pretty good though.
They do greasy food that's fucking terrible, but it's also delicious and fucking lovely, even though it's shit. Do you know what I mean? I can't like McDonald's. McDonald's
like
garbage,
but
greasy? It's great.
It's like really good junk shit food.
Yes, it's good junk. Yeah, it's good junk food. It's fucking terrible for you, but it's great, man. Like everyone likes Greg's over here. Greg's is that popular that you can go into supermarkets and stores and buy fucking shit like Greg's t-shirts and that. They've like started merching their shit because everyone loves them.
Oh, that's good.
Greg's is
I watched I watched 28 Years Later the other day.
Sorry about that, John.
Look, it wasn't that terrible.
Man.
It wasn't that terrible. The Bone Land Doctor stuff was a little interesting. I like that. It creeped me out. Here's a little spoiler if you guys haven't seen it, but like, kid takes that person's skull in his hands, and I'm like, ugh. Could you imagine?
That's his passageway. No, that scene, that whole scene of like, we can talk about it. The movie's been out fucking ages now, John. Do you know what I mean?
It's been like 2
months. It has.
It's
been out ages.
All right.
If the kid, the doctor, and his mom was the only redeemable fucking scene in the movie, man. That's the only redeemable scene. The start of it, you're like, yeah, this is going to be a sick movie, and then it just turns into an instant fucking shit show. Like listen, the things that bothered other people didn't bother me. Like, oh, they're all naked and you can see zombie wank. They've been out there for fucking decades. Of course, their clothes are going to rot away. It makes sense
to the story.
Yeah,
there's a lot of wang and big fucking wang. I mean, not big, but the wang, big to you guys.
Yeah, but it makes sense why the Samson zombies got a big dick, because they explained, didn't they, that they fucking it enhanced everything on them certain ones that got infected like that. It enhanced everything.
Turn them into
they say that quite clearly. So that kind of makes sense. But man.
The one thing I thought didn't make sense was like the kid had only been out there that one time. You know, now he's fucking gonna risk his mom, who is clueless.
Dude, my man turned into fucking Legolas by the end of the movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, what happened? What?
Yeah.
Listen. And that's the other thing with that movie. Bearing in mind, I'm a fucking father of a young boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living in a world where if something happens to him, I can get a new one. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the end of the world. It's not an apocalypse. Eye's broken, throw him away. I'll make another one. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're living in a complete utter chaos. And what, you're going to send your fucking young fucking kid, ain't even old enough to have pubes on his dick yet, you're going to send him out into fucking zombie land? No, that's ridiculous. Also, all the stuff that we do for the Ukraine, for Gaza, for fucking every other country around the world, what, you're not going to drop supply crates to fucking the island?
Yeah, exactly. That is a big why wouldn't you be armed? They're using like handmade bow and arrows. I was like, damn, you don't have a compound bow out there?
Yeah, I completely understand. Listen, man, see you, England. You lot are fucked, and you know that we can't really help, because if it gets out, we're all fucked. I completely understand that. But however, just like in Gaza, we'll drop aid. We'll drop, there we go. Here's some food.
Yeah.
Here's some guns. Here's some clothes. You know what I mean? They've got fucking kids doing maths on fucking abacuses.
Yeah, but also evacuation. Like, you're going to tell me there's not one solid way to evacuate people, you know, through a system? It would be a slow evacuation, but the rage virus kicks in within a minute. So you can isolate someone for a minute and be like, okay, you get on the boat. Isolate another one. Okay, you get on the boat. There should be an evacuation plan.
Well, I think their argument to that would be
explanation for that.
Their argument to that would be, I would think, the mom from the second one who didn't get infected, but she was a carrier.
Yeah,
and the
her eye condition.
Yeah, so I mean, I do understand the old look. We can't fucking risk it. It's the whole fucking. My flag is not flying wrong. That's the wide side up. No, it is. That's
Scott Christie, $2 choke. Change cam settings. Flag is flying wrong. No, he already went through this. It's proper.
Listen, I nearly joined the army. You ain't got to tell me which way my fucking Union flag. And by the way, it's called the Union flag while it's not on a fucking in the Navy. Then it's the Union Jack. My Union flag is hung up right. But yeah, the only thing that makes sense to me, in hindsight, watching 28 Days, is the stuff to do with the Jimmies at the end. Like, they're going to be the villains, aren't they, in the next movie?
Dude, and I didn't get, like, I watched it. I know you guys had already mentioned the Jimmy Savile thing in there. So when I got there, I was like, oh, okay, and then it just ended. I'm like, if I didn't know who Jimmy Savile was, I'd be like, the fuck is this? How is that a fucking ending? Like, if I wasn't prepared for that, I would be very disappointed in how that film ended. Yeah, this kid just going out there, fucking, he's on his own. Come on now.
But yeah, they're going to be the villains in the next one.
But yeah, the going out for the little, now you're going to be a man, but the kid's still, he's like fucking, I don't know, 12, you know, just a little fucking kid. Like, why wouldn't you go out there and to zombie land where these guys hoard up hundreds, you know, it could be hundreds of fucking zombies running after your ass. They don't walk, they run. You're going to take your kid out there. Why wouldn't you be part of like a party of 10 or 20 hunters? And then you say, okay, let's go out into the wild where we can defend ourselves responsibly. And this dad thinks he's fucking Rambo, you know, like, what are you going to do when there's 20 of them, dude? Oh, you're going to end up hiding in a fucking house all night and praying to God they don't, and then they're not smart enough to just walk up the fucking steps.
These are the things I can remember off the top of my head that whilst I was watching it was pissing me off. Right. There's a dude that lives roughly a mile away from you. Not only do you know that before it all went tits up, you know not only that he was a medical fucking doctor, like a proper doctor, not only that, he was your GP. He was your doctor, which means that you know this dude on a personal level. You would, and then we saw him doing terrible things, and then you skips to seeing what you saw him doing. He's burning fucking corpses.
Yeah, and he waved at him like, "Come on down."
And waved at him like,
"Let's have a talk." Oh yeah, there's Jim. I knew him as a kid, and you know, probably up to 5 years ago. But now we're not going to go see him for 20 fucking years because he's hanging out with corpses and burning them. Clearly,
ridiculous. And then he was like, well, he didn't kill Samson. Oh, he comes round every now and again when he's not in a rage. We have a cup of tea. What? No.
Should have killed him right there.
What? I don't understand that, mate. Like, it was frustrating and annoying.
Yeah, he was like Timothy Treadwell with the fucking bears. Like, no, dude, you got an opportunity to kill a fucking alpha up. Do it. Fucking get rid of this motherfucker. That's
Mate.
one less alpha you have to worry about. Then you can just keep, because that guy, these alphas, in case people don't know, they can kind of organize the other zombies to a certain degree. He gives out a roar, and then they all charge. So there is a bit of leadership going on, like pack mentality. So if you want to weaken the horde of zombies that might be attacking you, you got to get rid of the alphas. And he's got an alpha sedated. All he's got to do is chop off his fucking head or dick, or both, and he will never have to worry about that alpha organizing zombies against him ever again. Yeah, that was a little frustrating. Love the Scarecrow, John, but I'm sure it was AI quantum computing shit. Yeah, it was. Look at this. You can't draw all that straw in 2 hours, faggot. It's awesome. What was that guy said? I don't know who that fucking guy was. I'll have to play that clip at the end of this. But yeah, no, you can. You can. You just have to know what the fuck you're doing. It's straw. How fucking hard is straw?
Oh, hang on. Sorry, just before we move on as well, the pregnant fucking zombie lady as well. Stupid.
Dude, I fast forwarded it. I was just I remember you guys saying like that was one thing you didn't need to see, and I'm like, yeah, that's one thing I don't need to see. I just skipped right past it.
Another thing that happens in zombie movies, it happened in the one with Mekhi Phifer in it as well. What's that? Day of the Dead. You've watched the world and society crumble right in front of your very fucking eyes, man. And then you've got someone who you love, who with you, who you know has been bitten. Listen, I don't give a fuck if it's my nan, my mom, my dad, my sister, and every single direct, instant family member of mine. If they've been bitten, I've got a gun. I'm blowing every single one of their fucking heads off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, we gotta give the zombies humanity now. Like, oh, look, she's not trying to eat me. She's just trying to give birth.
Yeah, like, Mom, I love you,
that's
like
a lion. That's like a fucking lion sitting in front of you trying to give birth, and it's fucking wounded, and you're gonna be like,
yeah,
oh, I'm gonna help this baby. Fuck that. But if it was gonna happen, you gotta have some manacles.
Especially in fucking Day of the Dead. Fuck me, that baby was already gonna be mixed race. Like, it ain't gonna have enough challenges already. You're gonna throw being a zombie into the mix.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead.
It's not going to be by the whites, by the blacks. The zombies don't want it. You know what I mean? Where's it going to go?
Oh my god, this thing, the zombie baby is going to be rejected by everybody. It's terrible. Yeah. Anyway,
no one wants me. But nah, for real. All jokes aside, it's fucked up, man. But yeah, anyhow, someone's getting bitten. Like you know who takes care of dealing with a bitten human the best? The black chick out the first 28 days. She just looks at that dude and he ain't even.
She wanted to kill everybody, yeah.
She just hacks him up instantly, like, sorry, man, you gotta go. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, because she didn't even empathize at all. She's just like, oh, fuck, chop, chop, chop. And the guy's like, what'd he say? He's like, no, wait. Wait for what, motherfucker? You're gonna change.
But like keeping a zombie around, you just can't risk it, mate. You know what I mean? It's just too dodgy. Like, what's that movie? They do. What's the one with? They're not zombies, though. They're aliens, and they're confined in Las Vegas, and fucking Batista goes in there.
Oh, those are aliens. City of the Dead or something like that.
They were aliens. Right? But yeah,
they were aliens. Is that what it was?
Yeah, they're aliens. It was an alien. That's what it's implied at. But
I barely remember any of that movie.
That's the same thing. That's the same fucking shit. They take a child in there willingly. And in the new Jurassic Park fucking movie, my man's in the middle of a fucking ocean that they know for a fact is the only part on the planet where dinosaurs can live. And he's out there with a fucking kid in the fucking ocean. What cunt?
Yeah. Yeah, these zombie movies, the more you point out, choke out, a lot of bullshit.
Of course.
Yeah, Return of the Living Dead is a really good one. Only because it's funny. That was another movie though. When I saw that as a kid, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, I'm scared shitless of that movie. You know, it took me a minute to realize, oh, it's a comedy. It's tongue in cheek, you know. There's humor here.
Hang on, which one?
Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. That's
with Trash and the gang, the biker.
I showed my missus
not a
the other
biker
day.
gang, but the
My
little
bird weren't impressed with it.
metalheads.
Yeah.
In the warehouse, the Tar Man. Yeah, that scared me. So did Evil Dead 2. My mom had a copy on VHS of Evil Dead 2. And I remember watching that and just thinking that was the scariest movie I ever saw in my life. And like I'd see that VHS tape and it'd say Evil Dead 2, and I'd just be like, ooh. Like it was only a year, 2 years later where I'm watching it again, and I'm like, oh, I get it. Like, just one little thing had to fucking click. One extra level of maturity had to click to where I finally said, oh, this isn't scary. I mean, it's scary, but it's not as scary as you think it is. It's more fun.
American Wealth in London scared me. I know it's not a zombie movie, but it's a like the same thing, like it's a comedy one.
Yeah, I think some people consider it dark comedy, I guess.
Well, yeah, it is. It's a black comedy. John, this is okay. I don't know if I told you the story of this. This is how I watched American Wealth in London as a child. My father is Spanish. He like proper Spanish. Like he still, when he speaks, his accent, he still sounds like a cartel leader, right? So he's at home, and VHS and Betamax are they're not long been out, and he's not long been in England, and he sees American Wealth in London, and it's advertised as a black comedy. So my dad recorded it thinking it was going to be some shit like Eddie Murphy or some shit like that, right? So he recorded American Wealth in London, and he says to me, I recorded some funny film last night, Miguel. So I go downstairs the next morning as a kid, and I put it in, and I start watching it. And like, I'll tell you exactly which part it was. It was when he's laying in the bed in the fucking hospital in the woods.
Yeah,
and he wakes up and his teeth are all yellow. I fucking shit, my bro. Listen, I had nightmares for 2 weeks. My mom went absolutely fucking ape shit at my dad.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. He said it's a comedy. Why are you saying it's a bloody comedy?
Yeah. JD Kirby says American Werewolf in Paris was scary bad. Here's the thing about American Werewolf in Paris. So, one, it's got Bush in the soundtrack. That's cool. The werewolves at the fucking club and using a drug to fucking boost their werewolfism is awesome as fuck. And I love that whole, by the time we got to that werewolf clubhouse thing where they're all in the robes and they're like, you Americans have touched the hearts of so many. Now we would like to touch your hearts in return. I was like, that is fucking badass. And then they start fucking turning with the cops and all that stuff. And even though they're the CGI werewolves and whatever, there's something, maybe even because they're CGI, where they're just not exactly, they're odd because they're CGI, and off because they're CGI, but sometimes that can add to like the unnatural horror of it all. And so I love that scene. Now, if you watch that movie from front to back, when they're talking, it's kind of like I was describing Timothy Oliphant the other day, where he has, or even John Malkovich has a very kind of dry delivery. And you're like, wait, is this bad line delivery or is this good line delivery through a certain like vessel? But that's how I felt about that movie. I felt like every line was delivered so dry or bad. I'm not sure what it was, but just all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's not very good, but damn, that werewolf stuff was pretty good. I wouldn't mind seeing a remake of American Werewolf in Paris, as a matter of fact.
That movie disappointed me greatly because American Wealth in London is possibly my favorite like horror movie, and that's only because of the backstory for me with it. But fucking when I watched the second one when it first come out. The only thing I can remember, I've seen it once. The only thing I can remember for that movie is him being really hot and he jumps in a fountain.
Oh yeah, dude. And that's the thing. Like I remember that. Oh yeah, and he raped a dog.
That's
He killed that white little, I think it was the lady's dog, little poodle or something. There was a poodle in there somewhere. He raped the shit out of it.
Someone just
Poor
said
thing.
Beowulf said Ginger Snaps in the Ginger Snaps is decent. I quite like that one as well.
I remember that, and I tried watching, I believe, and I just don't remember like anything about it being interesting at all. I was like, and I turned it off. And it was
That
rare.
was all right. That one was.
Rare.
The Howling is the best actual scary werewolf movie.
The Howling is the first horror movie I ever remember watching. I told this just the other day too, and I've said it many times. Like I had a babysitter. I was on the couch. I had a blanket over me, and I'm peeking through the blanket. You know, she thinks I'm sleeping, and she's over there watching the fucking Howling. I'm like, I'm watching that shit.
The Howling's a good werewolf movie, man. Really good werewolf movie.
Oh, but with your story, one of my brother-in-law, not this brother-in-law, my other brother-in-law, he's old, but he had kids at an old age, and so he's out of touch, especially now. He's just very aloof, you know. He's just, you know, they wanted to get the kids Lord of the Rings. The kids wanted, I think the kids asked for Lord of the Rings on video when the video had just came out, DVD, whatever. So my brother-in-law went to the video store to get his daughters, and they're just little kids. I mean, they're, I don't know, 9, 10, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, something like that. Little girls. And he goes to get Lord of the Rings. And he comes home, puts the movie in, shuts the door, walks away. I don't know, the kids are screaming something down the way. He didn't get Lord of the Rings. He got him The Ring.
Oh, shut up.
Ring.
No fucking hell, man.
Shit.
The Ring would scare the shit out of the fucking child, man.
Just little girls.
Yeah.
Terrified. The Ring.
I love horrors, man.
Yeah, they wanted fucking, hobbits and shit. They got some fucking creepy girl crawling out of the well. Oh, these kids, when they're in their teens, they all went goth, you know. It's just like, never show your fucking 9, 10-year-olds The Ring.
My next door neighbor when I was a kid, literally the house next door. The two kids were like, one was my age and one was a bit older, but the mum was a massive horror fan. Like, God rest her soul, she died not long ago, but she was a huge horror fan. And I can always remember she'd let us watch horrors. So like Aliens, Alien, all that. I watched all of them at her house next door. She had a massive, I don't know why I remember this specifically, but she had a massive crush on Rutger Hauer.
Oh,
like massive. But like, yeah, but we used to watch all the horrors next door at her, at The Burning, I see Phantasm, Omen in the charts, all of that. Every single horror movie from the 80s, I watched them next door at Heather's house. Like, she'd just put them on, I'll let you watch them, don't worry. That's what she used to say.
Yeah. I watched, it's not horror, it's, I don't know, old medieval fantasy, not even fantasy, just medieval, I guess. It's actually very grounded. Flesh and Blood, which I believe is what's his name, director of RoboCop, Verhoeven. It's a
that's a good movie.
I watched that.
Right?
I watched that because Tarantino had a high level or a lot of respect for that movie, Flesh and Blood. So I bought it, I watched it, and the best thing I can say about it is it's got Jennifer Jason Leigh, from the 80s, and she's full naked. You see it all, bush, tits, everything. So that was a big plus. Rutger Hauer's in it, and he's the protagonist, but he's not a good guy. He rapes her, before almost everyone else tries to rape her.
I did see this movie.
Yeah. They take over a castle. It's all right. It's not great, but Rutger Hauer, Jennifer Jason Leigh, naked. That enough is enough to kind of do it. But everybody in there is like, they're all bad people, pieces of shit. It's got that one creepy fucking bad guy from the 80s. Let me find him. I'm trying to remember what this dude was in. What's his name?
The Hitcher, Rutger Hauer, The Hitcher's fucking grass. That's for me. That's his best. That's my favorite movie with him in. That old Blade Runner. He's good in that other movie. What's that movie that's like
Brian James is in it, and he plays. He plays a piece of shit. You'll know him when you see him. Hold on, I'll show you. When I show you this guy, everyone will know exactly who he is. Oh, here he is. He was in Blade Runner. That's right. He was the guy that.
The one at the beginning with the like overbite.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just looks scumbag, right, you know, like he pulls off a scumbag role, and he's a piece of shit in the movie too. So, yeah, check if you want, guys, check out Flesh and Blood. Yeah, here he is. Overweight.
Yes,
he's a perfect '80s villain.
Leon, that's his name here, isn't it? Leon. Or Leo.
John types with 2 fingers. Yeah, I chicken peck, guys. That's how. You know, I did a little typing in school. You know, like we'd have this one typing computer thing where you would type, and like the better you typed the words, the like you would have like some kind of crude race car on a track. And like you would just have like the better you typed, like the better your race car. I don't know, just stayed on the track. I think it was. I never got good at it, so yeah. So I just chicken peck. You know, sometimes I can hit a key without looking, and I'll be like, I just know instinctually that key is there. But it's just
I used to be like that with my Nokia.
So I write my scripts too.
I used to be able to drive, John, with my Nokia phone in my hand and not even look at it and compose like fucking sentences in a message. Do you know what I mean? Not even looking at your phone.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even do that. I don't even do this thumb thing. You know, I'm John flunked racism. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not very good. Typing was not my thing. I think if I sat down and really tried, I think I could probably get it going, you know, but I write just fine how I write. I think, you know, maybe it costs me a little bit of time, but that's okay.
Shit. Someone just said Nighthawk in the chat. That was a good movie. Fuck, I forgot all about
Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh yeah, Nighthawk. Michelle Pfeiffer is a hawk by day and a woman by night. Is that, or vice versa?
Michelle Pfeiffer is so fucking hot, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, but what's his name is in there? Matthew Broderick, and I'm just it's not. I watched Lady Hawk. Is that it? Yeah, Lady Hawk. Yeah, Lady Hawk. Yeah.
I used to really
I watched it not too long ago, and I was like, I don't think I like this movie. You know, it's something you had to watch probably when you were 8, 9 years old, and then you know, and then that sticks with you. You kind of like, I think, like a lot of people that saw The Princess Bride, like they saw it when they were 8 or 9 years old, and they thought they were Fred Savage in the bed with Columbo as their grandfather, and they have fond memories of The Princess Bride. I watched it later in life. I didn't really care much for it. And when I watched it, I was just like, yeah, this thing's not great.
Well, it's a fine movie. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad.
It's not, I don't know, man. Like, for as you know, it's almost like Bacon. You know, everyone loves Bacon. Everybody loves fucking Princess Bride. I don't think so. I think everyone's been told that they like it, and everyone hops on that
what
that
kind
trend.
Of people,
you know,
John,
it's like look, man, you get fucking, here is Princess Bride. Here is Flight of the Navigator. Wait, Princess Bride, Explorers, Flight of the Navigator. And I don't even rank Flight of the Navigator as a super high point, but I did remember loving it as a kid.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator was decent.
You know, it had Pee Wee Herman as the voice of the UFO.
Yeah, that's what he's the voice of. Yeah, that's right. He's the voice of the fucking eye thing, isn't it? It's like an eye on a stick.
Yeah. But I remember as a kid, because I mean, I was probably about that kid's age. I don't know. What year did that come out? I might have been younger.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator was a good movie, man. That was a good
and I was
movie,
just like, I hope a UFO discovers me and takes me.
But the thing is, the
future. Is that where we went?
You're forgetting one thing, John.
What?
If you think about it, right, The Princess's Bride is only really, really popular and loved by birds.
Yeah, and
It's
retards.
birds. It's all birds that love it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like I said, like I'll watch.
That makes
I will watch.
sense. That makes sense. If you're a chick and you tell me you love The Princess Bride, I'd say that makes sense. It's
It's
a
a bird
princess
movie.
movie. Like that's probably who should enjoy the movie is a woman.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've watched The Princess Bride a few times because literally, could almost bet your bottom dollar that a bird loves that movie. So I've had to watch it a few times. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just like, yeah, this is all right. There's some funny bits in it, but that's a birds movie, man.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, it's like a girly movie.
I'd agree
But
with
then
that. I'd
Flight-
agree.
yeah,
Even
Flight
the
of the
guys in there
Navigator,
are
that's
kind of girly. The fucking
Yeah,
I don't know, the Ewan,
Flight of the
whatever that fucking guy
Navigator,
is.
Legend, all them kind of movies. They're boys' movies. They're like Star Wars was a little boys' movie. That's
Now, JD Kirby put Never Ending Story. I wanted to leave a little check on that because I'm like, I really like Flight of the Navigator, but I already showed you guys the hierarchy. You go Princess Bride, Explorers, Flight and Navigator. Then you can bring Flight and Navigator way down here, and then all the way up here, Never Ending Story, which I still think is a really good movie. I've seen that in my adulthood life, and I still think that it's a really good movie.
Yeah,
Put
no,
together
it's a fine
very
movie.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's not really a bad effect that I can think of. Even the closest would probably be the Gamork, the wolf thing, because it's just this big fucking puppet in that hole. That's probably the worst effect, and that's not that bad. That fucking rock biter stuff, and even the integration in the very beginning with the rock biter,
They're
the
all Jim
snail
Henderson,
rider,
right?
the fucking bat dude, like all that stuff, even today is believable. It's still
But that's Jim Henderson that did all that, wasn't it?
Henson. Yeah, Jim Henson.
Yeah, Henson.
I believe so. Yeah, I
Jim
believe
Henson.
so.
Yeah,
but that snail racer, you know who that snail racer is? That's Deep Roy. That snail rider, whatever. That's Deep Roy. That's the guy from he was in the Star Trek reboot. He played the little green guy that was Scotty's buddy. He also played all the not Munchkins, Oompa Loompas in Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp. That's Deep Roy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's him all the way back. Oh, like who the fuck? It can't be a real name, Deep Roy, especially for a little guy like that. But that's who it is,
Deep Roy.
Yeah, Deep Roy.
That's probably how he fucks his birds.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if you're a little guy,
Deep,
you're like a midget, I want my name to be Deep because it makes it sound like I'm fucking packing heat.
That's
Deep Roy, man.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Deep Roy, Never Ending Story. But everybody in that movie, really good. Even the fucking Daryl kid or whatever that kid's name is. I don't know, bastard.
But then you got to remember as well, like with other people, when you're discussing them, it's your age as well. Like I know people that. Who was it actually? My sister. I think it was my sister. She watched Goonies not that long ago, and she'd never seen it before. She's like in her 30s, and she was like, "This is shit."
Really?
Yeah,
no, I mean,
yeah.
It's like that. She hadn't seen it. Like it.
Yeah, but because
it seems like a movie every Western person has seen. But yeah, crazy.
No,
that's all right. That's all right for like I understand. That's what I'm saying is like. When you see something as a kid, you tend to carry that. You still have that little light for that movie, even though it may not have been as good as you thought it was. But oftentimes you can go back and watch it, and you can say, "Oh, that's definitely not as good." Like I thought Explorers was the bomb when it came out, and I was quoting the shit out of that movie. And I don't know if anybody else ever saw it, but then I saw it, later on. I'm like, "Oh, this isn't that good. It's not very good."
Which was the Explorers?
It had River Phoenix, Ethan, what's his name? Ethan Hawke, the guy that married chick from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, the bikes next to the broken fence panel. I remember that.
They used like the not Ferris wheel, merry-go. What is it? Those things that spin around, those seats.
Roundabout
at the fair house or at the fairgrounds. What's that called, guys?
But
they turned it into a spaceship, and then they go off into outer space because one kid is having dreams. I think it's River Phoenix's character. They're teacups. No, I guess, but it's got the covering. Let me find an image here. Explorers movie.
I wouldn't have watched that since I was a kid. Definitely.
Yeah, this thing. All right. But yeah, so one of the kids is kind of like a little nerd, and he keeps getting this dream about building a force field kind of type thing that will move you anywhere you want. I guess like at nearly the speed of light or something like that. So they decide to build just hobble this thing together, and you can't see it, but the force field is around this thing. And then they go off, and they're actually being taken to the source that was giving the kid the dreams of a alien ship. And that's kind of the big reveal. And then they're on the alien ship for a little bit. They talk to the aliens, but everything the aliens know about Earth is like TV, and they talk commercials or something like that. So there was one line: germs that can cause colds, bad breath, diarrhea, germs that could be crawling in your family bathroom. That's one of the commercials that they're learning, they're communicating to the Earthlings with. And I used to go around saying that all the time in my house. So whatever. It was a memorable line, but I'm sure it's fucking retarded now because the aliens, were really kind of goofy looking. But anyways, I loved that movie when I was a kid, but not as much as Flight of the Navigator. This is almost poor man's Flight of the Navigator, almost. Then they met Barnaby. And that's where I love this fucking movie. Korean films were created back then. Yeah. I love that whole force field thing that they're studying. These kids are studying. Again, I'm probably these kids' age when these movies came out. So, and I'm also a little retarded. So, I'm believing I can probably make a fucking one of these things one of these days, like retard, Navigator was fucking awesome. Yeah. I love Flight of the Navigator. The ship was just cool. It kind of morphed. Remember, like the stairs?
Yeah, it changed it when it wanted to go faster. It became like a dart shape.
Yeah, it was like changed shape and
then like the liquid steps that come out.
Yeah,
it was fucking.
And they just levitated. There was no actual connection with them.
Yeah, the story was decent. Like he comes back and everyone's older, aren't they? And he's just a kid still.
Yeah. But they're like, I think like the cops are chasing him around town, and he's like, I'm in a fucking spaceship. And you're like, yeah, get in your space. As soon as you get in that spaceship, you are the fucking man. Outside of that spaceship, you are a weak little kid who defenseless. But the moment he steps in that spaceship, he is the fucking man. Yeah. So that's what I remember about that movie. That was like kind of the feeling with that movie. Like, yeah, you got all the power, kid.
He's got all the little fucking samples with him as well, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. But he's also it was also time travel was in that movie, because he gets
time travel
10 years or something like that into the future.
Yeah,
his family thought he was
like
dead.
Minutes for him. Yeah, for him it's been minutes, hasn't he? He comes back and he's like, what the fuck? And like, no one can believe it.
Yeah, Menthol Meow.
Yeah, that was decent as well.
What about the Last Starfighter? Yeah, I liked the Last Starfighter. They put an arcade game in a trailer park. A little trailer trash kid comes up there. One of the poor whites comes up to there and starts playing that game, and he's kicking its ass, and he's so good at it. It's really a recruitment device for an actual starfighter out there in the space. That movie was created because the guys who created that ship, they had made the first, I believe it was CGI X-Wing. Like this was back in the 80s. They made an actual X-Wing model. And they took it to George Lucas and they said, hey, we can do this with computers and you can have your ships going in more creative directions, like camera movements and whatnot. Like you can turn your camera around this stuff. And George Lucas passed on it. So they took that idea and they built their own ship, which was the last Starfighter ship. Like that's where Tilt-A-Whirl. Thank you, Rajma. Thank you. Tilt-a-whirl. Yes, that's what they're using. This thing right here. Tilt-a-whirl. You know, you can like pull the, what was it? You pull the bar back and it'd lock it and you push it forward and unlock it. Something like that. Those are fun. Do they do these anymore? Tilt-a-whirls? Or are they all teacups now? Oh, do we lose chokeout?
No, yeah. I'll tell you, we had ones called the Apollo skids. They're fucking sick. It would be on an arm. It'd be like a spoke, like 5-arm spoke, and it'd spin round, and then you'd be in one of these things here, but it didn't have a cover. It'd just be like fucking like a booth, and you sit in it with it, and then there's a pedal, and the pedal's like a brake, so you can put the brake on. So
is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, then you let go of the brake and you spin round with this. With
right.
The arm that's already spinning. Yeah, the Apollo skid. Fuck me, man. Them rides were lethal, man. And then all the change in your pocket had come flying out. And you lose all the change in your pocket. Fucking the pikeys that run the fucking fair just come and nick it all. Cunts. That's what they do it for, mate. All your money had just come flying out your pockets.
There's one of them. Yeah, good times. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can load them up with your friends, your family, whatever. When you're at the fair, everybody having a good time in these things. There's some kids having a blast. Yeah. Anyways, that's what they used. They used one of those tilt-a-whirls. Oh yeah, and Last Starfighter. Yeah, that was. I don't recall watching it lately. I think I actually bought it and never watched it on Prime, I think. But yeah, I don't know if it holds up, but it's definitely an early example of especially CGI spacecraft, which obviously Lucas did end up doing. Probably 10 years later when he did the Phantom Menace. Came back with that. Everything was CGI at that point.
CGI was shoddy, man. Fuck me, that was terrible.
I don't remember hating the Phantom Menace. I think the other ones, it was weird because, like, I don't know, Natalie Portman just seemed way too old for that little to have a relationship, any kind of romantic relationship with that little kid. But you know, then he comes back in the second one. And he's old. It just felt weird to me. Even though in reality their ages may not have been too far apart. I think Natalie Portman was she a teenager when that movie came out? She might have been a teenager. But we were talking about that not too long ago. Darth Maul was an incredible replacement Darth Vader villain, and they just got rid of him. And they shouldn't have done that. They should have had him kill Qui-Gon Jinn, and then the rest of it would have been kind of the not a revenge quest from Obi-Wan, but it would be a fight that everybody would be looking forward to. And if Obi-Wan's going to cut him in half anyways, let him do it at the end of the third movie, as everybody's moved and grown up.
The thing with Padme and Anakin is, though, right, when I was 20, my missus was just being born.
What? What? When Phantom Menace came out, your girlfriend was just being born?
No, because she's 27, and I'm 47.
Oh, wait. If she's 27, was that movie even out when she was born?
No, but I'm just saying the age difference between Anakin and Padme.
Yeah, low creepy. No, you see, like I'm saying, it'd be more creepy, Choke, if you knew her.
Oh,
right. Like 7, 8 years. I don't know how old he is. 8 years old, 10 years old. If he was 10 and you were, I don't know, 17, or some girl's 10 and you're 17. You know, you go on an adventure and you're keeping it just so happens that among other people, you're helping to keep her alive, and then she comes back when she's, I don't know, 18, 19 years old and you're 26, and now you're banging her.
How hot is she?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying, there's whatever. There's a little bit of a potential for grooming going on there, but whatever.
Yeah, no.
It's just a little odd. Rashma was saying she was 14 and he was saying, right, but I mean that might be character age. I'm just saying she's not 14. Yeah. Like fucking what's her name?
I had no issue with any of the 3 movies. Not even at the time. I was never one of these people who were like, "They're shit." I didn't think they were shit. I think if you look at it, the prequels, they're the prequels, aren't they? Yeah, the 3 prequels gave us some of the fucking best scenes in Star Wars, man. Like the pod racing was sick. Yoda versus fucking Dooku was sick. Anakin and fucking Kenobi versus Dooku was
Natalie
sick.
Portman was 16 when she filmed that. What the fuck? And she played a 14-year-old. So how old was that one kid? What's that other kid's name?
The guy that played young Anakin.
Yeah. How old is I'll say how old is Anakin? Maybe look at me his name. Anakin in Phantom Menace.
Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd. Okay. Jake Lloyd.
What's the age you consent in the
36.
view system, Ken Ryan said.
Wow, this kid was born in 1989. So if we knew when Phantom Menace came out, we'd get his actual age. He played a 9-year-old Anakin Skywalker. All right, so Anakin's supposed to be 9.
That's all right, man. That's
9
all right.
and 14. Let's see. If she's 17, he's 12. If she's 18, he's 13. It's okay in London, man. I don't know about over here.
They're rookie numbers, man.
Might be okay in London. Shit.
Well, it is a Muslim state.
Yeah, you guys are getting closer to being full on Muslim, so that age gap isn't too far away. Filming was done in 1997, so serious guy. So what, did it come out in 98, 99? Oh, 99, I guess.
Yeah, Leo's right. He was a slave and she was a queen.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Phantom Menace, it was a little annoying that they had to kind of put C-3PO in there, like, oh, and Anakin built him, by the way. Like, What are the chances that Anakin builds C-3PO, and then C-3PO goes through the entire universe and then comes back with the plans to the Death Star and ends up back at the exact location that he was built? I think it was was it the exact? It was the same planet, same town. I think it might not have been the exact location. It wasn't the aunt and uncle's house, Baru. But yeah, it's just like the level. I guess maybe the Force is guiding all this stuff.
Yeah, because R2 as well, because he's in it as well.
Yeah. All 3 of those movies were insanely boring. I don't know. I remember the Jar Jar's people when they came and fought the droid army at the end. That was kind of fun. Going down into that underwater thing was kind of fun, where Qui-Gon is like, there's always a bigger fish. That was a pretty cool little spot. Phantom Menace isn't terrible, is all I'm getting at. And the other 2 movies I haven't seen in forever. I'd be unreliable witness to really give you a thing on that.
They're the best lightsaber battles as well in all those movies.
They're moving fast. That's for sure. Yeah.
When they're fighting Darth Maul, that's fucking sick, man.
Rashma said he didn't like 2 or 3, but he did like the Phantom Menace. And Darth Maul. That's what I think you were away when I was saying that, choke out. But yeah, I'm like, Darth Maul never should have died in that first one. They should have kept him around so that Obi-Wan or Anakin could have had a showdown with him at the end of the third one.
Yeah, and fucking Anakin versus Kenobi. That's fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
No, Vader, no.
Oh yeah, when he kills that fucking room full of what are they?
Or
Padawans.
the separatists.
No, the little kids, the little Jedi.
Oh,
When
and he
he
kills the younglings.
yeah, when he does younglings, thank you. Yeah, all of them off screen, of course. But when that little kid does that little like Master Anakin, and then he pulls
Yeah,
that
it's horrible, isn't it?
like, and
It's
the little kid
horrible.
does that little jerk back, like, oh man.
Before all this shit now, because to be completely honest with you, because of everything that they've done, Mark Hamill included, I couldn't care less about Star Wars anymore. I could never watch it again and be completely fine. But I was never like that before. But before all that bullshit, I can remember watching episode 3 like numerous times, and every time just thinking, "Oh, please don't do it, Anakin. Please don't." Do you know what I mean? And you just know he's gonna. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Shit was going down.
Yeah. The kid just looks at him like,
would that have been cooler if his lightsaber was red there?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it have been red? Wasn't he full Sith at this point?
Yeah. But a Sith, they have to bleed their crystal, don't they? They either have to find a red. Because the red crystals are synthetic, so they have to either go find or I don't know how they get the synthetic ones. I can't remember, but either that or they bleed their crystal that's in their saber.
Day later said, if you built a droid, why wouldn't you recognize it years later? Now, okay, let me do a little sweeping here. But you could make up the argument that, one, all the C-3POs basically look, and I believe sound the same. But also, Anakin has the Force. Maybe he should have been able to at least sense that that's his old robot. You know, there might have been a value in that. You have to make a red crystal.
Yeah. It's synthetic. Yeah, I know the red crystal's synthetic. But no, they can bleed it as well, right?
Leo out here laying down some slick words. I like this. Weeding out the weaklings. The predator improves the prey. It's true. It's true. Yep. Only the strong survive. Oh, Spike and Resolve. This part was stupid. They should have shown him annihilating other Jedi. Wait, annihilating the younglings? Let's see that little kid pop his little training lightsaber and take on Anakin. That would have been badass. Little kid just fucking shit up. What? How old do you have to be a Jedi youngling?
From a kid, from like fucking. They can get them from birth. They can get them from birth, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could raise them from birth, but like, what's the age limit? You know, is it a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old?
They don't like to take them too old, do they?
Yeah,
I know that 9 was.
Yeah, is that a Muslim thing going on in the Jedi? What?
Yeah, 9's too old.
Yeah, 9
no
was
good.
Too old.
Ruined by then.
Yeah, Anakin was too old. Yeah, they said that. 9, too old. Too old at 9. Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's like you can't feed a fucking gremlin after midnight. You know, like really, how hard and true is that rule? You know, it's always midnight somewhere. You know what I mean? How about you can't feed them by moonlight?
Well, with the gremlins.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what you can like? Okay, you can't train somebody past the age of 5. Wouldn't it be make more sense that like the midichlorian count?
I just think they're more primed by that age. I think that's like the sweet spot.
That's what the Muslims think. Yeah. The
more fresh Space Marine, like there's an age limit on Space Marines and
Yeah,
Warhammer.
Rashma, that's what I'm saying though. Rashma, like if they say the limit is 3, like you're too old after 3, what? I'm too old the day after 3? It's just made up rules. What if my birthday was a week ago when I turned, I don't know, 4 or turned 3 a week ago?
I think they're more guidelines, John.
Late. It's not, well, they had to go to the council, didn't they, in order to get permission to train him?
Yeah, but I think it's more guidelines, John, you know?
Maybe. Because they sounded pretty sure that he was just too old. You know, I think that ultimately Qui-Gon would have just kind of trained him on his own.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah. Guidelines. You know, yeah, you gotta go to the council. Dude, I'm a homeowner here, and homeowner here in my town, guys. And I'm trying to get my driveway redone. I'm gonna have to get this big, giant, beautiful tree chopped down it's right in the center of my driveway, but it's pushing all the shit up. So this tree's gotta be felled, I think is what they say. We have to fell this tree. And in order to get we have to get the permit ourselves. So Faye is running up to the township thing, whatever the hell it is, and getting the permit. And they want us to submit a design for our driveway, which we're just building exactly back to how it is. We're just taking out the old driveway, putting in a new driveway, and we have to submit, and I hate that word too, submit a design so that we can get a permit, which is permission. We have to submission, a design for permission to have our fucking driveway fixed. You know what I mean? Dude. Oh, my sister just texted me. Oh, I guess it is 7 a.m. now. Okay. I was like, dang, what's she doing up this time of night? We're here just having a good time, guys. She wants to apparently come up here to go to Frankenmuth, Christmas Town, USA. Everybody knows I love Frankenmuth, little German town. They have Bronner's, which is the largest year-round Christmas store in the world. So you can get ornaments from anywhere, any sports team, hockey team, whatever. You can get any of this stuff. How is it 7 a.m. in Michigan? Because the planet circles the sun, or something. I don't know. That's what it is. It's 7 a.m. Eric, what? I'm lying? We're Eastern time. I don't know what DST is, but we're Eastern. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, we're East Coast, guys. That's our time. Now you go down to Indiana, I believe time zone switches over there, but all of Michigan is Eastern time. We're on the East Coast time. Fun fact, Enrique Cabrera says, fun fact, Malin, you only need an approval permit if you plan to sell the house. If you rebuild to exactly as it was before, not needed. Not what we're being told, Enrique. That might be how things are done in your neck of the woods, but in this place, this town, apparently we need to do it. You know, it's going to be concrete. Yeah, it's going to be concrete. But yeah, so and we have to pay $200 and some odd dollars, $250 or something like that, for our permit, for our permission. We have to pay for our permission to fix our driveway, because we live in town. You know, if we lived in the country, we could probably do whatever the fuck we wanted.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers, they want $250 for a permit. They want $2,500 in a check that they plan to cash immediately, just in case any damage is done to the approach on our driveway, which they've poured. And the only way to not pay them $2,500 fucking dollars out of our account is to get it in writing satisfactory level from the people, the company that's going to do it, where they say, hey, we're not going to be driving concrete trucks on the drive or on the approach. Or we have to pay $2,500.
It's fucking insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Now, we'll get it back once they see that there's no damage, but they're going to cash it. They're going to put it in the account because if there is damage, they don't want to fight you in court. You know what I mean? They want that money in their fucking bank account. They don't want to have to fight you for it. But it's just like, dude, if anything happened to my fucking approach, I would want my approach fixed because that's why I'm redoing my drive. I want my whole drive to look good. You know, but damn, if I'm hard up for cash, I mean, you're going to be paying almost $25,000 for everything we need done in our driveway, including bringing down the trees, stump grinding, roots, re-leveling everything, concrete, putting in steel mesh, all this shit. It's going to be about 25 fucking grand. So let's just say that's an expense. And then, like, what if we're at zero in our bank account? And then our fucking county's like, oh, and by the way, if you want permission to do this $25,000 update on your home, which is meant to improve your fucking home, if you want our permission to improve your fucking home, if you don't want to have a shitty drive, you're going to have to pay us $2,500 on top of that. And if it's completed to our satisfaction, we'll give you that back at some point after you're done. But if it's not, we're going to keep the money. If we can find a crack in there, we're going to keep the money.
Yeah. And they will find a crack.
Fucking government. You know? Just pieces of shit. And like, they don't want to help you. They want to... These bitches is always a woman, too. You know, answering the phone at the thing. She's always a fucking cunt. You know, this is what they live for. A little bit of power. A little bit of power you. I was fucking power washing my drive. I think I told you guys this. I was power washing my drive, and I look up, and this fucking lady is walking down my drive, coming right at me, doesn't introduce herself. I see she's driving like a township truck or whatever, but she doesn't introduce herself. She just goes straight to asking me what I plan on doing with the waste coming off my drive. Little sticks, little stones, whatever. Like, what am I doing? She's like, you're not putting that into the drain, are you? Like, no, I'm going to move it all up to my sidewalk, let it dry, and sweep it up. Okay, yeah, all right, just making sure because, you know, and then she walks away. Like, bitch, if I'm not currently breaking a law, I don't want anybody coming up to me and talking to me. How about you sit and you watch me, motherfucker? And once you see me fucking kicking stone and all that shit down towards the drive, then you can pull up and tell me what the fuck is up. You know what I mean? That's like a cop pulling you over before you get on the highway saying, you're not planning on speeding, are you? Motherfucker, how about you catch me first? You know what I mean? Just assume I'm not going to be doing bullshit, you know, to damage my city's plumbing. Yeah, get off my lawn, Malin. Yeah, that's how I feel. But yeah, it took me a minute to get. I was like that Scarlet girl. You know, it took me a minute after Nina said that fucking stay off drugs. It's like that Scarlet girl. It took me a couple minutes to get kind of worked up about it. I was like, who the fuck is that bitch? And not to mention, she didn't. I never got her name. I never got her title. Hi, my name's Sue. I work for the county. You know, what do we do? This, you know, this, whatever. Just making, you know, a nice, polite way of doing things. Like she came up almost accusing. That's what Dennis Rader did. The BTK killer, guys. That's how he handled things in his neighborhood. He just walked into people's houses because he was the HOA head. So he power tripped on, you know, these housewives during the day. They'll be sitting there doing dishes, and Dennis Rader would just walk into their fucking house and tell them their fucking grass is too high, or this is out of place, or this ain't up to code. Like, that motherfucker got off on that shit, and that's what all these women fucking do when they get in these city positions. They all think they're fucking running the show. Like, bitch, I don't want to know you exist unless I'm doing something wrong. So, Yeah, now it's all you got to get fucking $250 permission to fix your driveway so it doesn't look like shit. So anyways, yeah, this shit just drives me nuts. You know, if I did want to redesign my driveway, and if I wanted to put a figure 8 driveway, it would be a very sharp figure 8. There's not that much distance from my house to the road. I don't know, 50, 60 feet, something like that. Maybe 70 feet. 70 feet to the road. If I wanted to put a fucking figure 8 in there, or if I was like a big fan of the Riddler and I wanted to make my driveway look like a giant question mark, I shouldn't have to get permission. This is my home. No. This is my home. This is my land. And I need fucking permission on what my fucking driveway looks like. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I gotta get out in the country. I gotta get out in the country, Choka. I gotta get out of this fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's the same here, man. Planning permission for everything.
Yeah. And I'm not in an HOA. I'm just in a town. I don't live in a subdivision. I don't have an HOA. I don't have any of that shit. This is just some fucking bitch that works for the township. I mean, literally her job is she goes around and puts water in the fucking plants, you know, that they hang up around town. That's what that bitch does. She puts water in the fucking thing. And she's going to walk up to me while I'm power washing my driveway and fucking, you know, what are you doing with the waste? Fuck you. That's what I'm doing with the waste. Yeah, these fucking bitches. Yeah. Pour a penis driveway. Yeah, I should. Yeah.
Fucking schlong.
I did a patio, you know, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago now. It was a while back. I did my whole patio in the back. It's all one big concrete slab. And we had truck drivers, concrete truck drivers drive right up the fucking thing. But we never bothered getting a permit or anything like that because as long as it's not connected to the house, we didn't have to get a permit. So, but it's like, what if I wanted to connect it to the fucking house? I need your permission on my fucking house to fucking connect the patio to my fucking house.
It's not affecting anyone in any way. You know what I mean? You're just fucking pissed.
Yeah, even then, and like at that time, we didn't have the house paid off, but it was still our house. It's our house, our property, our yard. We take care of it. Yeah. We deal with it. But I need permission to fucking connect a patio to my house. Like these motherfuckers, man. Yeah, get to the country, John. Raise wolves. Yeah. Fuck. I got to get to the country, guys. I don't think I can keep my sanity. Every time I have to deal something with like government, what I feel is like overreach, you know, like, dude, like this isn't like a junked up home where, you know, we're not a junked up house or anything like that. You know, we keep, you know, got a new roof. We got, you know, we keep updating. And it's like have to come in here and beg permission and pay permission. It's just, it's fucking frustrating, man. I hate that shit. Like, wait, what is the freedom these guys are fighting for? When I have to fucking pay property tax and I have to fucking pay for permission to improve my fucking home.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a license for those home improvements, John. Exactly. Like, no, I should just be able to fix shit up any way I want, as long as I'm not hurting the sidewalk or the approach, because the city's taking care of that. If I'm not touching those things, anything else is my fucking business. So that's how I feel. You know, hiring pros. This ain't some company and just working out of their fucking driveway. This is a fucking professional company. And that I was kind of annoyed by too, because like, you know, when we had a roof done, you know, they handled any permits. You know, this company is like, no, we have to handle the permits. Like, okay. Frustrating. John, how's your cartoon collection going? Am I collecting cartoons? I don't know. I buy cartoons on Prime. You know, I got Thunder the Barbarian cartoons. I got G.I. Joe cartoons. What else do I have? Did I get Dungeons and Dragons? I don't know, man. I got a variety of cartoons that I buy from time to time. Mostly stuff from the 80s. You know, it's fun to have on while you're drawing. I want to get I don't even know if it's available, but one thing I'd like to get is Cops. You guys remember that show, Cops, the cartoon? Fighting crime in a future time. I always thought those guys looked like cool, almost like Frank Miller, just really thick, tough fucking cops. I'd like to get that. Erect the D-Man statue on your lawn. Yeah. Well, that's just it. Where our tree is at, it's right in the middle of our driveway. So there's a like almost like a kind of triangle, trapezoid kind of shape that's left for the tree to grow up. But because it's pushing all the drive up, we're gonna get that removed. But we're still gonna have that triangular shape in the middle, and we're just gonna leave that. The plan was just leave it as grass. But yeah, there's nothing stopping me from putting a D-Man statue in the middle of that. You know, I mean, there is. It's that, you know, we are kind of like the schools are right behind us. That's the elementary school, the middle school, the high school. This town did really good planning, even back when I was a kid here. They planned it out really well. But yeah, so all these kids would be walking right in front of my house. Most of them would be high schoolers. It's mostly people going to the high school, maybe the middle school, walking in front of my house in the mornings. So these kids would be seeing the penis statue. So that would be the only thing stopping me. Yeah. You know, I don't think kids need to be seeing a big cock in anyone's driveway, even if it's, you know, fucking, you know, middle finger to the man. Make a Confederate monument in your front yard. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll stop being harassed by plant watering ladies when I'm power washing my driveway. If I have a big giant Confederate statue there. Like what a General Lee dude, fucking horseback. That'd be awesome. It'll grow them up, John. Yeah, that ain't my job. You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of what we fight for here, guys. You know, let's let kids be kids as best we can. Let them enjoy their youth. Let them think about doing their homework. I know that isn't the reality. It wasn't the reality for me being a kid either. But, you know, I don't think we need to, like, fast-track kids into degeneracy. So, holy shit, you're still going, says Jericho. Yeah, yes, I am, Jericho, but I only started 3 hours ago. So we set the stream up last night. Oh, Shane's got a premiere. Just popped up. I set the stream up last night for 6:30, but then Ethan set his stream up for 7. So then I just said, well, there's no point in me firing up a stream for 30 minutes. So I just reset the time to 10:30. Went over there, did Kangz, kicked ass. I drew this, Jericho. Hold on. I drew this on the Kangz show. This is Scarecrow from Eric Weathers' Battle Brick Road. I gave him a lot more extra straw than he normally has, but I was just having fun drawing straw. Because I'm like, who cares? Whatever, I'm just having fun here. And it's really easy to draw straw. So I just did a bunch of it. But anyways, that, you know, destroying the competition as I am to do. But yeah, so then I'm on that stream and Ethan's like, just do me a favor, you know, cause like there were people in the back room and he's like, you know, cause he's making room for these guys. He's like, so after we do everyone's auctions, you can, you know, just leave so we can bring these other people in. So I was, you know, I was done early and Ethan's like, yeah, John, just do me a favor. Don't stream over me. Like, okay. You know, because, you know, I'm going to take some of the audience and it might be buyers. So I'm like, okay. So I'm out of there at like, I don't know, 10 o'clock maybe. I'm done at 10 o'clock. My show's supposed to start at 10:30. That Comics Gate King is just doing the auction, slow auction. I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know, I'm on my phone. I'm falling asleep. I'm like, I can't do this. So I went to bed. Took a nap. I left the stream up here so everyone could sit and chat and whatever, have a good time. Ethan Van Tyrant is what people are saying.
I saw that.
Yeah. So, but then Faye had the alarm set so she could get up when before her brother left, and the alarm went off. I woke up. Faye went back to sleep. She got up like 20 minutes later, but anyways, so saw my brother-in-law off. He was staying here since Thursday, and it was a good time. So that was it. Then I fired up this stream. So we've only actually been going 3 hours. Where was Art? What do you mean? This Art right here. Here, look at all that fine detail I was doing in there. Now, some people are gonna be like, "Oh, I know drawing, and you can't fucking tell me that you can do all this in 2 hours." And I guess I would have to tell you, well, you don't know drawing. I think it was about 2 hours of that drawing, maybe 2.5. I don't know how long it took. Whatever the drawing time was. So Solomon says $5 confirmed. It's already sold, but I appreciate you, Solomon. Eric Weathers bought it, the creator of Battlebrook Road. So, but yeah, drawing all that straw was fun. It's easy, and I didn't want to like try to think up some big complex image, which is why I chose basically a headshot, because we were closing out the 24-hour cover, and I wanted to keep my mind available, to be like, oh yeah, let's talk about that real quick, back to work. Talk about that real quick, back to work. So I was just noodling this thing out. And this is actually easy peasy, because he's also wearing a fucking like Leatherface kind of mask or whatever, the scarecrow thing. So it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's actually a little imperfect, then it gives it a little charm. Stop cheating, John. Oh, sorry, I meant Art Tybert. Amazing artwork as usual, John. No, Art was not there. Art Tybert did not show up there. Has Art been absent for a while? He might be. I don't know, man. Dude, Art lives like a fucking baller. I'd probably be doing whatever Art's doing, fucking working on my pool and swimming in my pool. He had one of those I think he was born and raised in California. He had probably a multi-million, maybe $1 million, multi-million-dollar. I don't know. He had $1 million home, let's say. Almost every home in that area was $1 million bucks. Then he sold it to go live in Texas, where that dollar goes a hell of a lot further. And everybody's seen a little bit of Art's home, and I know he's got a banging pool. So, yep, that's what he's doing. He's got a really nice house, really nice neighborhood. He's living the dream, and it's probably all paid for. Yeah, it's probably only a fraction of the price of his home, the value of his previous home. So let's say we're Art Tybert. Let's say we got maybe $1 million home, maybe $1.5 million home. We sell that. We move to Texas. We buy a banging house for, I don't know, $600,000, $700,000. Nice neighborhood. Well, now you got $200,000 to $700,000 just sitting in that bank account. I'd be at that pool too, buddy. Yeah. I can tell you.
You fucking better believe it.
Yeah. Grok says Kelsey's alive and hiding in the swamps. Well, you can just, hide in his trailer. Hide in that trailer, guys. I mean, he's got one, I thought I heard that Kelsey actually lived, his trailer trash lifestyle is actually in one of the priciest areas of Louisiana. Is that true? Did I make that up? Somebody said, it might have been Mike Barron. I don't know. On one of these King streams, somebody said where Kelsey lived was right next to like a super wealthy area of Louisiana. Kelsey's not part of that, though. He's living in the trailer. Rashma says he'll allow it as a reality, I guess.
Oh, and I just got to pop off. I'll be back in 30 if you're still going.
It probably won't be. It's all right. Have a great one, Choga. Thanks for popping in.
Take care, guys.
Yep. All right.
Take that, John.
Yep. There's choke out. Gone with the wind, guys. I need to get a choke out, come back. Anywho, we're gonna be wrapping up here. Let me go through some super chats, see what we got, and then we're gonna call it a night. Did I read this one from Sean? John, congrats on the launch. Looking forward to this one. I know the art is going to be fire. Hope the story. Oh yeah, I hope the story lands as the concept is fantastic. Hell yeah, I believe it's going to do just fine, guys. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this story. You'll get legitimate. I think you'll get legitimate laughs out of it. You know, as people were when they were reading the first Black Riding Hood. Just Batman member for 7 months. John, Vickyverse, and Fudgman were ecstatic about the new terms of service for Indiegogo on X. I feel like they are going to attack CG hard when they change with false claims. I heard there was a change, and as I understand it, the rules are kind of similar to Kickstarter. I don't know if that was always the case. I don't even, dude, I ain't reading terms of service. I don't fucking know. But it did say something like I don't know, there's some weird thing, like if you associate with people that are banned or something. I don't know, man. I think they're going to start watching your social media or something. I don't know what it is. Like, they don't want you hanging out with banned people. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see how that stuff goes. It's all, any service you're on, you're going to run into some bullshit rules, but we still have Fund My Comic ultimately, so that's good. I think they're changing over. I think they're doing an update or change. All these changes are going to be happening sometime in October, because at some point, I think Indiegogo is bought out by Norwegians. I believe it is. Yeah. Ross Mataro for $2. Eric told Gary to print 10,000 books. Good business. It's a lot of books. If they keep doing campaigns, someone's going to grab them, I guess. I mean, if Gary actually bothers to promote, I don't know if he does or not, but if he actually put in an effort to promote books, he's got 1 million subs, man. Like, a little effort should be able to get rid of these fucking books, but I don't know, man. These guys are just really terrible salesmen. You wouldn't think that. You would think that somebody that has 100 or 1 million subs is a natural salesman. They've sold themselves or their opinion. But it might just be that they hopped on the hate wagon for Marvel and Disney, and they're addicted to it, much like their fans are addicted to it. And that's all they know is how to hate. It's possible. They're not creators. They're not like, while I was sitting there and Ethan was sitting there and Shane was sitting there as young men, trying to learn how to draw because we were passionate about drawing comic books, little putting pencil to paper like fucking little retards. Other people like Gary, I guess, were running out there and trying the new flavor of meth. You know what I mean? Like, we are like me, Shane, all the kings, we are like fucking these little Padawans. We never stopped drawing. We just kept drawing when everybody else grew out of drawing little figures on paper. We were younglings in this field, in the creative field. So our brains were always gearing towards creation. How do we create things? Entertainment, stories, campfire stories for an audience. How do we make something good? What is good content? We're studying this our entire lives. What is good content? What makes good content? And there's a little art in that, in what your opinion of good content is versus another person's. But for the most part, you should be able to come to agreement on what makes something good. And, here we are. We're trained up for it, guys. Now here we are, midlife, not a crisis, midlife adventure. Using our expertise in creation decades of experience of creation. I know a lot of you guys think that we just started drawing comic books as we became YouTubers, but we're not. We have decades of studying entertainment, the art of entertainment, decades. Latching on to film, comic books, some novels maybe, word stuff. And then you get these guys who, were testing out new flavors of meth, how to get locked up in jail for X amount of years, presumably, or God knows what the hell Yellow Flash has been, I don't know, huffing gasoline. I don't know what's wrong with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But you know what they weren't doing? They weren't giving a shit about the art of fucking comics, storytelling, like we were. We are on an autistic level of attention to this stuff, guys. That's why the stuff we make is generally better than most other people's stuff. Yellow Flash was a fan, but that doesn't, you can be a fan. Anyone, my grandma, was a fan. I don't know, Jag. You know what I mean? I don't think she could write a story to save her fucking life. You know what I mean? That's kind of Yellow Flash. Like, just because you're into something doesn't mean you actually have any talent. You can repeat talking points from smarter people. You can make a career out of that, and you just keep hating on shit for sure. And you can make a big career out of that. That's what Gary did. Just and it's weird because Gary started out, and it seemed like whenever I would tune into Nerdrotic, I'd pop in the chat. Went back when there was like 30 people watching, and it seemed like he was a positive show. I was like, yeah, Gary's over here doing positive stuff. Good on Gary, but at some point, man, he blew up on the negativity. I guess it was probably from the fandom menace stuff, where everybody was hating on Star Wars. He rode that wave and learned to just hate on things as hard as he could. And he's got 1 million subs by hating. And then he wrote his, Gary didn't even write his, then he hired somebody. And like, here's what I said on Twitter the other day. I go, it's crazy, because he's got 1 million subs. Nobody's interested in buying his book. Essentially, I mean, he's got like less than 4,000 sales, 1 million fans, and less than 4,000 bought his book, which is like, if I'm going to write an autobiography, I got to accomplish something like really fucking great. And it ain't just you got to do something great. You have to have a lifetime career. Like Brad Pitt didn't write the fucking life story of Brad Pitt after fucking Thelma and Louise. I'm sure everyone's going to want to hear my life story. No, he had to do Thelma and Louise, some other movies, fucking Interview with the Vampire. What was the one where he's the fucking cowboy? Anthony Hopkins is his dad. Legend of the Fall. You know what I mean? And then he still moved. And I still don't think Brad Pitt has done the book on Brad Pitt yet. You got to have 20 years in a field and the adventure of the high profile rise, fall, and recovery of your career over a period of time, the interesting people that have helped shape you as a person. You know what I mean? Like, that might be interesting to read about, If I get the Brad Pitt book, I want to hear about an encounter with Brando or something. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about your first. I don't really care about your first encounter with Az. I mean, you got the Steve Jobs book, and Wozniak's in there, but who cares? Who fucking cares? I want to hear about fucking Pirates of Silicon Valley. I want to hear fucking Bill Gates. I want to hear that shit. Let's see the high profile ups and downs. Steve Jobs being booted from Apple, starting Next, and eventually selling Next back to Apple, coming in, taking over the fucking board, ousting these motherfuckers. Oh, Pixar, his purchase of Pixar during his downtime, learning how to make money, revolutionizing the fucking animation industry. That's what he helped to fucking do. This guy had so much shit, and he didn't write a book until there wasn't the book of his life until he was like on his deathbed. His final years, after 20, 30, 40 fucking years of ups and downs, high profile ups and downs of nearly reaching the top and nearly being destroyed, and then recovering and regaining complete control of your fucking company and leading it into the fucking future and changing everybody's fucking lives. Like, holy shit. Those are motherfucking books you should read. You know, not I went to jail or prison because I was busted with meth and I was able to clean myself up. No, you weren't. You only cleaned up. Here's my guess. This is my opinion, guys. From people I know. You cleaned up because you went to jail or you went to prison, probably jail, but you went to jail. And through that, you cleaned up. You cleaned up because you were finally off the fucking smack or meth or whatever you were doing. You're off that stuff for 9 good months. 9 good months. You were in jail and you finally clean it. You dried out in jail. That's how most people are actually cleaning up, guys. You go to jail, you get dried out in fucking jail, off the drugs, 9 months, better than a halfway house because you're cut off from everything against your fucking will. You can't leave. You can't get fucking signed out. You're locked up. That's how you clean up. So thank the justice system for cleaning Gary up, in my opinion. That's my understanding of what happened. The justice system cleaned this drug dealing meth head up. And then Richard C. Meyer led the way for a lot of these guys, Nerdrotic. I hope he was included in the book. You know, I'd hate to see the influence of Richard C. Meyer being minimized by someone like Nerdrotic. I mean, the book should really have a whole chapter on Richard and how much he was inspired by Richard. And then through Richard's model, Nerdrotic, Yellow Flash sprung forth from the womb of Richard C. Meyer, and then built their channels. Yellow Flash and Umbrella Guy, those are all Richard C. Meyer. Richard C. Meyer. Yellow Flash and Umbrella Guy, they both chased the algorithm. That's what they did. They were almost scientific in how they were trying. And, you know, kudos on that. Kudos on that. I'm not sure who the brains were there. I'm guessing it was probably Umbrella Guy. Chase the algorithm. And that's the thing with Umbrella Guy. Like, before Comicsgate, Umbrella Guy was out there doing reviews of sprinklers. and I always loved it because I was like, oh, like he's a review guy. Like this guy is very critical. He was doing reviews. He did a review, at least one, on a sprinkler head for his lawn and like the water coverage. You know what I mean? So that's where Umbrella Guy kind of came from. Then Richard C. Meyer comes out there, and everybody is now into comics, big time comic fans. Everybody loves comics, and reviewing comics and doing their best Richard C. Meyer imitation. Yeah, including Nerdrotic came out of birthed from the womb of Richard C. Meyer. Followed that model, applied it to more movies than comics, TV shows than comics, you know, which is a bigger audience, television, movies, sci-fi. And then, their channels ultimately blew up. Tug is still cool with CG. I'm still cool with Tug. I like Tug. Tug's always been a pretty stand-up guy. So, anywho, yeah, it's just weird to be at the beginning of something, you know, successful. You know, he's on probably, I don't know, year 5, 6, you know, his channel getting to 1 million subs. He's doing all right. He's probably making what? I don't know, thousands of dollars a week. He's getting, I don't know, on some TV shows now, like was a correspondent. Is it a correspondent? I don't know. Talking Head. and the Whammon, the MCU, bring your talking points on to Piers Morgan. Yeah. Nerdrotic is controlled opposition. Same with Geeks and Gamers. Oh, is this where he blew up shitting at Star Trek Discovery? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a market for that, guys. You can definitely do it. Just shit on it. Get on the hate train. Let everybody know, like Yellow Flash does, that anyone who makes a movie that I don't like, I make a thumbnail that says they hate you. Then I get you riled up about the show, and nothing they can ever do can ever be successful because the same people that are running it aren't changing. Even though the shows might change and might improve or not improve or get worse, you can never credit this stuff as getting better because you invested in picking a target within that company and they're still there, like Kathleen Kennedy. So, for example, that's just it. Like, you can hate on stuff all day long. Comics, movies. Hating's easy. Look at me. It's easy to be a hater, but to be a creator, not a hater, but a creator, that's something that takes decades to master, guys. Very few people are doing it in a short time. Very few people are doing it in a short time. And just because you think you're smart, because you take Richard C. Myers' talking points and regurgitate them over and over again, that's not really your brain. It's your brain's ability to store someone else's argument. It's not even very creative thought. So, Alex R says, you're a creator, John. One of the good guys. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm much more happier being a creator. Spending all these extra hours of my day creating instead of hating, like Yellow Flash does and Nerdrotic do. Haters, unable to actually create anything of any real value, in my opinion, except hate and feed on other people's hate for dollars. If love and kindness sold better than hate, guarantee you Nerdrotic and Yellow Flash would be very, very, very positive people with very positive channels, family friendly, kid friendly. You wouldn't have Gavin McInnes pulling his penis out on Nerdrotic. You wouldn't have a 3 sheets to the wind Yellow Flash lashing out at the world, threatening to show up at my house and showing me a good, quote unquote, good time after asking about my wife and how he's going to show me a good time showing up at my house. He never showed up, by the way. He lives about an hour from me. So his threat I took fairly seriously when he made that threat. So yeah, these are the people. These are the guys that are supposed to be our fucking allies. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's a lot more profitable just to be haters. And whereas we sit here and we say, hey, hating's fun, but we're also creators. So, we can't really just sit here and hate on everything. Even on things that are terrible. There might be something to learn from them. But, telling a positive about, I don't know. I've never seen the Snow White movie, but there's probably a positive in there. But when you're selling hate, it's not even worth it to point out anything positive, because then it looks like you're sweeping for it. You know what I mean? So, actually, I always thought Flash was married to a dude. He might be. I don't know. All right, let's knock out some super chats. I got to call this a night. JD Kirby, member for 3 months. For your information, the number of transistors on a microchip doubles approximately every 2 years, which has spurred decades of exponential growth in computing. Yeah, that's essentially Moore's law right there. Uncapped Turtle for 5. Indiegogo locked my account during checkout. Oh, I think I did this one. Red Walrus for 10. Good night, John and Chad. I'm excited to check out the members only videos. There's some critters and some Mickeys and Skeletor and Doge. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Red Walrus. And tonight will be at 9 p.m. tonight. We're going to be going over the Creep Show adaptation. So if you guys get a chance, watch the show. If you manage to buy the book, give the book a read and follow along with us. I'm sure Aaron Lopresti will have some good insight onto that. Scott Christie Jones for 2. Choke. You missed my Greg's Run fella. Got you pizza. He saw that. Choke. Change cam settings. Fly. Oh, we did that one too. Sean for 2. KKK calls vamps fangers with hard R or fanga. Oh yeah, that's nice. Good job, Sean. Sean, were you the one that came up with the other good idea? Was it last night or something like that? Was that the crosses burning from the presence of the vampire? Is that what it was? Oh, Flash is married to Tom Connors. Yeah. Him giving Tom Connors for leaving shows, quote, rage quitting, being emotional. This motherfucking Flash is more emotional than me. Well, I don't know. We're probably equally emotional. But trust me, as someone that can lose their fucking cool, Flash can lose his fucking cool and probably should be fucking criticizing Tom Connors for, probably also doing a little drinking and maybe losing his cool. How about that, Flash? Catch him outside. He who is without, guilt, throw the first stone. They might be getting a divorce. Oh, Fang is out here busting a tooth in your ass. Guys, stop. This is gold. Oh, man. Anyways, that's great. Sean, let me know if that was you or whatever. Might have to use some of these ideas and give you a shout out. All right. Good morning, Jeremy. Happy belated birthday to Liam Gray's daughter. He's out there asking people to give happy birthdays on Twitter. Guys, if you haven't, go find his Twitter, give his daughter a little happy birthday. I went out there, did it. I wouldn't ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. Went out there and said, happy birthday. I think her name's E-L-E. Ellie? Do that. Oh, Sean says, yes, it was I. All right, Sean. All right. Keep reminding me of that. Memory's terrible. But keep reminding me of that. I don't know if I'm going to use the flaming crucifix, even though it's cool. But burn your hand. Burn your fucking hand. Fangas is cool though. Fangas got these fingers. Yeah, that might be good to go. Guys, go out there, check out Black Riding Hood. Where are we at? Black Riding Hood 24-hour cover is gone, but you can get it in the box. It will always be available in the box. Same with any other variants. The my cover A, Shane's cover, which is cover B, Ethan's, which is cover C. And then we're going to have another variant for the 30-day closeout. That's automatically in the box. It's not listed right now, but it will be in the box. So will the 60-day closeout. And you get the last variant, which is only available in the box. It will never be available as a 24-hour variant. It is just in the box. So you guys will see it when you open your box and you'll say, what the hell is this? I don't remember seeing this. But there it is. One last final variant just for the people to get the box. So I recommend, guys, if you can't afford it right now, just save up. This campaign's going for 60 days. You're going to be able to get that box by the end. Just save up a little if you want to. We'll be closing near the end of November. Actually, I guess the end of November. Or December 1st or 2nd. What is there? I think November is a short month, ain't it? Yeah. So this thing will be done and over with. And, whatever. Hopefully all you guys are going to hop in for the ride. How long will secret links stay alive? The entire 60-day campaign. 60 days, guys. So secret links are going to be there. All the secret links are intact. They're not coming down at all. But I do recommend, if you guys signed up, take advantage of those secret links. You'll save $20 on any of these box tiers. You can get just the box tier or the box tier signed. You're going to save $20 had you signed up. And then you're also going to get that free Black Riding Hood foil trading card, which is valued at $10. So you're saving $30 right off the top by backing the secret perks. So, okay. Sean says, John, they can still carry the cross, starts to heat up when they are close, and eventually it will combust. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll think about it, Sean. It's not a bad idea. But you got this, man. Really looking forward to it. He's condescending me. No. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, it's going to be cool. We're going to have cool stuff in there. Yeah, I think you guys are going to love it. And I can't wait to get going on it. You know? So, but Godlike 2. Got to get that wrapped up. Keep it looking sharp. And, well, moving on. All right, guys, let's see. Let me find something for the outro here. What we got? We got these guys. All right, guys, thank you all very much. Thanks to the chatters, super chatters, and all the backers on the campaign. Did we even move the campaign? I think this is where it was at, 76,583. I think that's where we're at. All this shit drops it. Wait. Is that it? Oh, it didn't move? Is that 76,653? Is that what it was? Hold on. Did I trip out? What was it? Okay, 76,653. That's where we're at, guys. So go out there, check it out. Thank you all very much. Have a good night. And when's expected shipping date? September 2026, I do believe. All right, guys, have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye.
Put your hands up in the air.